Hello. Welcome to Uncut Underground. I am your host, the one and only Ty City. All right. And uh what a day, man. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. As we proceed, man. Everybody hit the like button. All right, before we get started, the super chat is available as well as Cash App scrolling across the bottom of the screen. All right. See everybody, yeah. We're here, man. Everybody come on in, man. Chop it up, man. You know, as we proceed, man. Again, you know. These topics not even funny, really. But you really gotta find the humor in this shit, man. Because it really is, you know, it's some fucked up shit going on outside, man. You know. Josh said the usual suspects. Man, listen, this is let me put this out there too, right? It's because I have to counter the race baiting. And it's a few people that's taking on countering the race baiting. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, these things run in parallel next to, you know, black people are just doing all this horrible shit, and that, you know, America would be heaven on earth if it wasn't for those black people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the narratives and whatnot. Everybody hit the like button. You know, and this huge blind spot where you just have to pretend like, you know, nobody else is doing anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else is doing anything crazy. You know. Somebody said FWA float by was crazy. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Josh, he said hood conservative is the white man's apology. Yeah, you know, and shout out to Marcus for the panel, but it just you can't really get that engaging with it. You know what I'm saying? Because hood conservative slipped on a banana peel, and he didn't want to say that the far right group that donated money was supporting crime. You know, he pretty much was about to walk down those people were just supporting him, you know, but on the premise of whiteness. And you know what I'm saying? And we couldn't go down that road, man. Like Marcus stopped, but yeah. He was like, "No, this is." We said, "No, I had to. No, it's a crime." He was like, "Well, if that's your slam dunk," it was like, "No, that's what it was." You know what I'm saying? Him going in that church and killing all the people was a crime. You know, and that's what they were supporting. You know, again, a lot of people, they have these concepts about blackness, and you know what I'm saying? That blackness and black, but whenever it comes to whiteness, it's just them looking out for each other. But you know, when you have these conversations, they slip on them banana peels often. You know. Somebody said, "Well, this was on Keep It 100 channel yesterday." You know. He was on, you know. Yeah, and let me say this too. Dylan Roof did get a large, sizable donation from that group. And that same group gave a lot of money to, I believe it was Ted Cruz. And they had to walk back a whole bunch of shit too, because I remember that. It wasn't GoFundMe, but his sister his sister was trying to capitalize off of it. With her wedding had to be canceled because her brother, and again, if you turn that around and be like, man, George Floyd's sister had to cancel her wedding, niggas would not accept that shit. Hey, they would not accept that. They would not accept that shit. And that's again, the premise of white people do it too. It short circuits the brain. It's just like, man, nah, man, you got to understand. Like, it's just no, you don't have to understand. You just got to be consistent across the board. Yeah, everybody hit the like button. Where do I want to begin with this, man? Because the main message that I want to get across tonight is that right-wing conservative gun grabbing is on the way. All right. I want to make that very clear. All right. I've been telling y'all for years to get strapped up, to arm yourselves, like a broken record over the years. You gotta have it. You better have it. And the more these events pop off, because again, unemployment high as hell, motherfuckers talking about they can't afford nothing, and they out here bored. A lot of these guys, PTSD and all the rest of this shit, man, they just at home and they minds racing, a lot of incels, going crazy. But like I said, before it becomes a culture issue where people can pinpoint the culture, because again, it don't matter what black people do to each other with guns, guns don't kill people, Now you finna start saying like, all right, well, if white people don't know how to act with guns, then nobody gonna have guns. Watch. And you're gonna have these same instances where it's like, it's Billy, good old Billy. Billy ran his truck into a church and started shooting people. And now, we're going to have a serious conversation about guns. It's going to come from the right. It's going to come from the right. Again, Pam Bundy is already in position because, again, she's for bypassing due process. She all about pre-crime and, taking guns before anything happens. You know what I'm saying? She already got a track record of that already. So again, before they say, damn, man, we really got a problem. We have a problem. We have a problem. They're going to say, nope. They're going to say, well, guns are the problem. It's going to come from the right. It's going to come from the right. Where do I begin? I'm going to open the panel because I do want to talk about some international stuff. I remember Mercy was talking about the Russia-Ukraine situation being a war of attrition. And now, Russia is tearing up everything right now. Russia don't even care no more. Well, I do want to talk about that. What I'm saying? This global ID situation. Let me play this real quick. Yeah, everybody hit the like button as we proceed, man. As we proceed. Where is it? We are over here, man. Damn, man, I got so much stuff to talk about now. I done lined this whole situation up. So yeah, we should have an eventful live stream this evening, man. Make sure you supporting the live stream. Somebody said Russia just blew up the Ukrainian capital with, we're going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about all that, man. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. Okay. This it? What is this? Ooh. I'm tripping. I need to do this. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up. I wanted to show y'all this too. So this the guy that's gonna replace Charlie Kirk. Turning Point got this kid. Where's this it? Yeah, here we go. This the kid that they got for to replace Charlie Kirk. This the guy that was on on that plane yesterday, man. So what I was gonna say is that apparently, man, I found out that they saying that he is, you know what I'm saying, a questionable person. You know what I'm saying? Man, they really did go into his background and shit, saying his family got money off of Section 8. So it, you know what I'm saying? Like they got their wealth from welfare and shit. And they really was going in, man. You know. Hulk, what's up? What's up? What's up? You know what I'm saying? Candy said at least he don't got the little hat on. Yeah, that shit crazy. But yeah, man. I just look at this, I'll be like, man, what the hell? What the hell? You know? So yeah. And yeah, so they dug into his background, man, and it's gonna be a no-go. Like I said, Charlie Kirk was an original. You know what I'm saying? He did have a grassroots situation built up. You know what I'm saying? He worked his way into some sponsorship. You know, he built that shit. You just can't hand that shit to like somebody like that, you know. And you know, they clowning him in the, you know, they clowning. They clowning, man. Clowning, man. You know, X gonna be going crazy, man. X going crazy. Look at X. But X ain't shit. Look at X. Yeah, hit the like, but look at X, man. That's why you gotta watch X, man. Hey, you gotta watch X, man. Real shit, man. You gotta watch X, man. They be over there just be over there acting up, man. You know, shout out to Deanie. Deanie said, seeing a lot of guys switch up and saying things that would get you labeled a goofy pro-black a few years ago, but better late than never. Black Clanosphere reach back. Uh-oh. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Black Clanosphere, man. As we proceed, man. Yeah, they be acting a damn fool on X, man. You know. Yeah, Drew, you did say they wasn't rocking with Buddy. I didn't, you know what? I just seen them, and for me, like, off a rip, I could just tell the vibe that he put off is just like, bro, who is taking this guy serious anyways? But then I went to go do my research. I started looking up stuff like, damn, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it, you know. He ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it. But I will say that, let me say this real quick, man. While we on the topic of Trump, man. What up, Gabe? Hey, Trump, the iciest president, dog. He posted this on True Social. You know, he said some of the highest quality 24 karat gold used in the Oval Office and cabinet room for the White House. Foreign leaders and everybody else freak out when they see the quality and beauty. Best Oval Office ever. You know what I'm saying? In terms of success and the look. So yeah, man, look at this shit. This shit go hard, bro. Look at this shit, man. You fucking unemployed motherfuckers could never, dog. All right. you fucking you laid off motherfuckers could never, man. Nigga, it's fucking popping. The gang rocking, man. The gang popping, man. Fuck we talking about? Just last week he said he had to declare a housing crisis. Fucking motherfuckers home. He's making it illegal to be home, trying to make it illegal to be homeless. Nigga, we don't have no problems, nigga. Up here, nigga, you know, we fucking around. Look at this shit, man. I fuck with it. It's kind of dated though. Like none of this shit, none of this shit is like modern. But, you know, yeah, if you went for like a vintage look, I get it. I get it. But yeah, man. Y'all think he went to Eliante? Johnny Dane? Who y'all think he fucking with? Jacob? Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. The finest, nigga. 24 karat Gizzo, nigga. 24 karat gold. So yeah, Trump is the iciest. Trump is the iciest president. I don't know if y'all see he had a screensaver with that meme with him having the like the gold teeth and shit in his mouth. Yo, like, yeah. Somebody said he went to Jacob like the rappers do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know it. Okay, y'all think he went to Jacob? Yeah, he probably did go to Jacob the jeweler. I think he was fucking with Jacob. You know, shout out to Jacob, man. He said Trump got a grill. Yeah, that was his screensaver. Somebody took a picture of his screensaver, and they had, you know, it is what it is, man. Somebody said he went to Putin. Y'all wilding. Yeah, man. Y'all trying to get the gold out of it. Y'all trying to get Fort Knox out of it. Hey, whatever happened to that? Never mind. Let me get out of there. Oh, man. Speaking of shit getting released, man. Hold on, man. So apparently they releasing the Amelia Earhart files, dog. Like, hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Dog, they releasing the Amelia Earhart files, dog. Not hey, they didn't even release the Martin Luther King files yet. Hey, what the? Let me get out of there, man. Dog. What the hell? Yeah, Drew, the files we all been waiting for, man. Nobody give a fuck about what happened to Amelia Earhart, man. Knock it off. The first DEI pilot got lost forever. Let me get out of there. I'm done. That shit crazy, man. Yeah, who asked for Amelia Earhart files? Like, nigga, bring the Epstein files. Never mind. No, never mind. No, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, that shit crazy, man. Somebody said, well, in other news, the Amelia Earhart files being released. I said, man, who the fuck asked for the Amelia Earhart files, man? What the fuck? That's some wild shit. Anyways, yeah, Trump the iciest president, man. You know, and as much flack as niggas get for being flashy and shit, you know, you can't have a nice Cuban gold link, you know what I'm saying, with an icy pendant on it or something, man. You gotta be like, you know, you fuck around, put gold teeth in your mouth, nigga, you just labeled or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers get away with being the flashies. But that's why I say, man, do you, man. So somebody said they cooking up something. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that. When I open the panel, I do want to talk about that. All the generals meeting up and shit, because the Middle East, they already having their little group meetings and shit. So we got to see what's going on. Yeah, everybody hit the like button as we proceed. Man. So Trump giving the people what they want. Amelia Earhart files. which is awesome. Yeah, so this the oh man, they cooking buddy, man. They are cooking buddy, dog. On X, he getting destroyed. I didn't look into it till today, but yeah, he getting destroyed. Getting destroyed, man. UFO Area 51 files dropping soon. Ain't nobody worried about that shit, man. We're not looking for that shit, man. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Somebody. All right, so let me see what we got. What we got in the cut? What we got in the cut before? Oh man, we can't get to the good stuff just yet. We can't get to the good stuff just yet. We can't get to the good stuff just yet. You know, we can't get to the good stuff just yet. Dang, man, so much shit happened today. Okay, digital ID. Let's do the digital ID thing, man. This is the one and only RFK. RFK. No, when this dude talk, man, let me get out of there. Let me get out of there. Yeah, we lie. Everybody hit the like button, man. So this is the digital ID, which is, of course, we already have it. All right. Hey, no, reality, I said I was getting out of there, man. I said I was getting out of there, man. We already have this already. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's already become mandatory and people already got it, you know, but, you know, RFK, again, is finna put y'all on game.
What we're seeing today is what I call turnkey totalitarianism. They are putting in place all of these technological mechanisms for control.
Yes, technological mechanisms for control. Yes, tons of data centers. All right. Yes, and you're gonna pay for it with your electric bill, and you're gonna. Anyways, move right along. Let me get out of there. You
know, we've never seen before. It's been the ambition of every totalitarian state from the beginning of mankind to control every aspect of behavior, of conduct, of thought, and to obliterate dissent. None of them have been able to do it. They didn't have the technological capacity. Today, the mechanisms are being put in place that will make it so none of us can run and none of us can hide. Within 5 years, we're going to see 415,000 low orbit satellites. Bill Gates says his 65,000 satellites alone will be able to look at every square inch of the planet 24 hours a day.
Again, I got to do this because otherwise I'm fear mongering. I have to do this. Otherwise I'm fear mongering. You know what I'm saying? Just so motherfuckers, you know, I got to take the fear mongering charge, man. I got to take the fear mongering charge. All right. Everybody hit the like button as we proceed. You got RFK Jr. You know what? I don't even know the date on that, actually. I don't even know the date on that, you know. So just to put this all in perspective, you know, we're gonna put this all in perspective. You know. I gotta do this, otherwise, you know, just so people can, you know, see what's up. He said this is a fear mongering platform. You good? Yeah. Yeah, my fear mongering content strategy. Yes. I want you to be afraid of what you see and hear with your own eyes and ears. I want you to fear what you see and hear with your own eyes. So, yeah. Here we go. Is this it? Here we go. Why is it tripping? There we go. Okay, we good. We good. We good. Just so we know, okay? Yeah, it's doom and gloom. It's doom and gloom. All right. I just want to put this before you. All right. Now again, is Bill Gates a leftist or is Bill Gates right wing? Let's see. Let's see. Is Mark Zuckerberg on the left or the right? Let's see. Let's play a little game. Yeah, let's play a little game. Yeah, the money wing. Exactly. The power wing. Yeah, there we go. Pastor said Bill Gates is undecided. Hey, yo, all these farmers crying and shit. Hopefully I got time to get to the farm. What they calling it Farmageddon, bro. They call it Farmageddon. The farmers, I can touch on it real quick, right? So the farmers have lost out on the soybean sales to China, okay, due to the tariffs. Now, here's the diabolical part, all right? China has chosen to get their soybeans and what they call corn from Argentina. Now, Trump is about to bail Argentina out with $20 billion. Imagine being a farmer who lost their customers to Argentina and the president, you crying on social media, making posts on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, going to the news outlets, telling your story and shit. And you got to wake up in the morning and see Scott Bessent and Trump have pretty much, it's going to happen. They're going to bail out the people that you lost your business to. hey, hey, but to be honest, Scott Bessent told New York to drop dead if they have to come to the government for a bailout. Oh, man. Yo, this movie is something to watch. This movie really is something to watch. This movie is something to watch. He said socialism. Yes, socialism. Socialism. Yes. Just like Charlie Kirk's replacement, family got money from Section 8. Socialism. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's some wild shit, man. You sit here talking about you might have to lose the farm and talking about how much it costs per acre to grow soybean and you don't have any buyers and you underwater, and then Trump be like, yeah, we finna bail out Argentina. He said Argentina gonna have to pay that money back or else. Or else what? Or else what? I think It's not Argentina. I think it's Venezuela is the one with the oil. Venezuela got the big oil basin. You know, I don't know what's going on with Argentina. I don't know. We got to see. We got to see. We got to see. We got to see. If he bet, that won't make sense either. If he bailed out Argentina to get the farming back, meaning they have to stop selling to China, that wouldn't make no sense because you could just bail out the farmers. I don't know. Yeah, easy bit say he said they finna start using stable coins. I don't know. We gotta look into that. With the tariffs, I do want to think about it. I was thinking about a strategy on how and why the tariffs could be used in a good way, like the purpose for why they're doing the tariffs, how they doing it. I might do that on another live stream because the tariffs definitely don't work how they say they work, but the way they do work could have a different purpose. That's a whole nother live stream, but all right. So that's Farmageddon. I might play some clips of the farmers crying and whining, but I probably won't. I ain't gonna lie. I just wanted to show y'all this before we get back to RFK telling us about Bill Gates and his satellites.
We'll be able to Bill Gates says his 65,000 satellites alone will be able to look at every square inch of the planet 24 hours a day. Digital currency that will allow them to punish us from a distance and cut off our food supply.
Uh-oh. Fear-mongering to the max. Fear-mongering to the max. But he's not fear-mongering because all of this was in the Genius Act. All right? The Genius Act was passed through Congress. The Genius Act wasn't a fucking executive order that could just be overturned again. All right? The Genius Act passed with all this shit in it. All right? And again, Easy was talking about the Genius Act, but we haven't even made it to the currency war part of this shit yet. But yeah, all of this was in the Genius Act. The stable coin legislation and all of that stuff, was in the Genius Act that passed. The Genius Act passed. All right.
Every right that you have is transformed into a privilege contingent upon your obedience to arbitrary government dictates. It will make you a slave.
Programmable poor people money. I've been saying that for years.
And what do we do about this? What do? We resist. I'm going to tell you 3 rules that you all need to know and memorize. Number 1, every power that government takes from us, it will never relinquish voluntarily. Number 2, every power they take from us, they will ultimately used to the maximum extent possible. Number three, nobody in history of the planet has ever complied their way out of totalitarian control. Every capitulation is a signal to the oppressors to impose new forms of torment or torture or compliance or obedience. Every time you comply, you get weaker. Bullies cannot be appeased. It just encourages them to new forms of torture and torment. Every time you say yes, you're getting pushed back to a weaker position. That's why we need to resist today.
So again, man, ain't no resisting the shit. All right. Ain't no resisting the shit. And I'm telling you, the reason why is because the gang has already and are already imposing their will on high level government. You know, Mr. G said this before he went into Trump cabinet. I think so. What's up, Newt? Yeah, I think so. But him doing that, I mean, telling people that to resist is like, you know, well, what you gonna do? Hey, what you gonna do? You know, we have to resist. What you gonna do? They say, well, in order to fly, you need this type of ID, or you ain't flying. You got to resist. She'll say, what you gonna do? Like, oh, you don't got the updated passport? You don't have the updated ID? You don't have the updated? Just don't get it then. Fuck it. Just don't have it. You know, just don't have it. Just resist. Just say no. Just just say no. Just say no. I will not get the new global ID. I won't do it. I will never get the new ID. You can't make me get the new ID. Just say no. You know, just say no. No, I ain't doing it. Sorry. You know. That shit wild, man. All right. Let's do this. Cause we got time today. We got time today. Let me jump over here. Let me jump over here real quick. So I woke up this morning and I hear about a situation that happened in North Carolina. And what happened was you had a guy who pulled up on a boat and started shooting at this restaurant that's like off of the bank of a river or something like that. And I'm in my head, I'm thinking like, what the fuck? That's some wild ass shit, man. That shit kind of crazy. That was the first thing I heard, right, this morning. And I said, you know what? I ain't fucking with that. I ain't even trying to hear about that shit. Not today. I'm clearing my mind of all the, you know, the goofy shit, you know. And I went to take a hike. You know, I'll be hiking and shit, you know, out in the woods, going on trails. I found a new trail. Actually, I think I posted pictures of it in Discord. The trail that I was on was the Eisenhower. That's what I was. It's out in Melissa, up towards Melissa, Texas, is where it's at. And I had a good time. I lost signal, while I'm out there. I lost signal, and my phone just started going crazy. My phone was going nuts, and so yeah, if you ever get a chance to go to Eisenhower State Park in North Texas, it's a man. The views, the scenery, the water, the landscape is just phenomenal. They got fishing out there. A lot of people was out there. They had the boats out there, all that shit. But yeah, everybody hit the like button. UFO say, you live an hour from Southport. That's what's up. Yeah, so I was at the at Eisenhower State Park hiking and trying to lose all this weight that I done gained back, man. And my phone started going off because I got signal again. And I said, man, what the hell is this? And said somebody, a shooter at a church. I said, what? I said, dang, man, it took everything in me not to like try to see what was going on. But I started looking and they was like, oh, the church is now on fire. I said, damn. So we got a shooter at a church. Now, what happens is I am hey, what happens is I'm out there in the woods and shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I just want the details because I'm like, man, we got the shooter. I'm already playing the left, right, and black game. Hey, I'm playing the left, right, black game already. Right. So I'm like, man, this might be one of the usual suspects. This might be one of the usual suspects. Like, let me see what's going on X. So I went on X and I couldn't find nothing, dog. I couldn't find nothing. And then eventually what happens is, it comes out, it is the usual suspect. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking like, just yesterday, we was talking about people not allowing Black culture in the church. I said, wow, this is phenomenal. Because, over there on Marcus shit, saying keep it 100. He was talking to Trader MBD and they was talking about, they don't want this, they don't want that in church. They don't want they don't want niggas at church. They don't want the niggas in the church. And I was just sitting, I was like, man, what the hell? And he was talking about just, Black culture coming into churches, and they want to keep the churches pure, and they don't want all that shit in the church. And I was sitting back and I was like, damn, man, just yesterday, we was just talking about like what's going on in churches and how churches, and what's going on with churches. And, churches ain't, the churches ain't the holy grounds that people think they are. They're just not. And it just goes to show that people just be saying shit. People just say stuff, you know. I wake up in the morning to a church shooting, and I'm like, man. I said, man, let me see who did this. I said, let me see who did this. You know, because I just covered a church shooting. I forgot that I had covered a church shooting maybe 2-3 months ago. I had covered that church shooting. And in fact, people was reposting that guy is the shooter. Like, yo, this the shooter in Michigan. But it was like, no, that's not the shooter from Michigan. And they started playing the right left game. You know, they started playing the right left game
where these people have to fear for their lives. Like they don't want black culture in church. Street culture, okay, but black culture in church is, you know.
Bro, that was
Lord. That's black. This is black culture in church. Black culture in church. That's black culture in church.
Bro, that was black culture in church 20 years ago.
What? So what are they? Am I missing something? I gotta have other people jump in to tell me, put me on to what's going on in black church now.
You won't catch me. I wouldn't even go in old boy church. Like the whole church, Baptist, Christian, Protestant church, man, it's gone down the tube. But what they're speaking of, man, is the degenerate activities. Everything I mentioned at the beginning about how I grew up, like the activities that were frowned upon by the black community are now embraced.
Now, again, when we start talking about church, we start talking about Catholic priest. We start talking about OnlyFans bitches is fucking preachers now. When we talk about the culture of church, white church, black church, whatever church. I was looking at this. It was a documentary that I was watching a few weeks ago where they had like a church with all these TikTok influencers and shit. They was doing all kind of wild shit. It was ran by some Chinese dude. So we start talking about like what culture and church or whatever. So it's just like, you know, it's just like, man, what the fuck is you talking about? You know, so who got the upstanding church culture? And again, no matter what, black is the worst. No matter what, black is the worst. But I would rather say, you know what, man, they be having twerking in the church at the black church. I would rather say, man, them bitches be in the church twerking and all kind of shit than say somebody might drive a fucking truck through the fucking church and let off a fucking bomb in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'd rather say, man, they be ratchet than a motherfucker at church than say, man, somebody might just come drive their fucking truck through here and start mowing down everybody in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I would rather deal with ratchet church than mass shooting church. All right. Yeah. Shout out to Joel Osteen, man, when they had that flood down there in Houston, man. He put the big chain on the door. I mean, hey, Joel Osteen said, nope. Hey, Joel Osteen told these motherfuckers, man, we got new carpet. The reason why I ain't let my flock into the church is because we got new carpet. That's why. I didn't want to mess up the new carpet, man. Shout out to Joel Osteen, man. Fuck we talking about. Meanwhile, you know, the CEO of Mattress Giant, man, he just gave away all his mattresses, dog. You know, he gave away mattresses so people didn't have to sleep on the floor. All his inventory, man, he was giving away mattresses and shit. The church had a big chain on the fucking door. They had to put so much pressure on Joel Osteen to open up that church, man. He was like, man, fuck, man. I gotta help people, man. Mattress Mac. Yeah. Shout out to Third. Yeah. Hey, he was like, man, fuck, man, I gotta help these. I gotta fucking help people, man. This, you know what I'm saying? These the people that again, we talk about high church society. we talk about a high church society. You know, yeah, Mattress Mac, a real nigga, man. Yeah, man. He was like, he was on the news. He was like, nah, the reason why is because we just got brand new carpets and we did want to, you know what I'm saying? Nah, fuck all that shit. But yeah, man, just again, man, I just want to run this because again, like it's always gonna be black people are the absolute worst all the time.
It's seen as black culture.
So let me read some of these super. Go ahead. I gotta catch up with the super chats in a minute. Go ahead. I want you to finish your sentence.
I was gonna say, I was talking to my wife earlier about this because she asked me about what went down at Tennessee State University. I said, babe, I went to William and Mary.
I just want to touch on that church part. You know, that's where it was like, what the hell? Like, yeah, man, it's the church. We don't want black culture in the church. It's like, well, what culture do you want in church? All right. So what culture do you want in church? Just let us know. Again, yeah. What was it like? Maybe 2 months ago? I think it was. They told them to lock the doors. Hey, they told motherfucker. They said, man, lock the doors. Ain't nobody leaving. We need everything. You might get robbed by you might get robbed by the preacher at a black church, but you're not gonna get murdered at church. All right. In fact, most people, especially in the South, is more superstitious of church. I mean, I'm talking about even some of the most G niggas I ever met in my life. They not finna play with church. Like they not finna play. They not finna play with church. You know, they just not. You know, but this right here, this is, you know, this is, you know, there we go. This church culture popped up. I said, man, what? You know, I said, what? I said, oh man, look at this church. I said, man, look at this. Like, you might get some twerking. Hey, you might get some twerking at the black church. You know what I'm saying? It be gay niggas all in the black church and shit. But being set on fire and shot, you know what I'm saying? Like that's you know what I'm saying? Like hey, that's, you know. Uh-oh, Dale, get out of there. Get out of there, Dale. You know, get out of there. Somebody says, stop. They burning all the sin out the church. They won't say it like this. Yeah, you might get Eddie Long, you know, weirdo shit, but I mean, you gonna leave. Hey, you gonna leave. You gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? You might, you don't know what can go down. You don't know what can go down. Like this right here, this is like a man, we didn't come for this. You know? We ain't come for this. All the way out there. Look at that. This ain't nowhere near no projects. This ain't nowhere near no hood. This ain't nowhere near you know, this ain't this right here can't be spun into, you know, it can't. You can't spin this. Now, while I'm looking into this shit, you know, I'll go right to X. Soon as I go to X, they was already on it. Oh man, this is a leftist. This is leftist, man. These leftists got to be stopped. I'm talking about before any information came out. Every shooting is the left. They just jumping on it. This the left. This the left. This the left. It's the left. You know what I'm saying? This the left. This got to be the left. Another leftist lunatic shooter and shit, right? You know, shout out to Mr. G said it's like the Charlie Kirk effect, public X. Yeah, man. And again, man, people. I've been watching a lot of content that was like, man, yeah, man, it's like things are starting to. It's like, yeah, it's getting harder and harder and harder to ignore that blind spot that people usually, you know what I'm saying, just easily pawn off on everybody. It's like, nah, you can't blame nobody for this shit. And again, like I said, a certain group of people was not allowed to be left out of the quote unquote American dream. All right. They are stressed out. It is going to be mental health and all the rest of this shit because they was never supposed to be like that, you know? And the more I looked into, you know what I'm saying, both of these shooters, we're going to talk about the other shooter too. You realize that it is what it is, you know, that this, again, it's not a political issue, but the political issue is the scapegoat issue from saying that it's a social issue. All right. So like I said, before they look at this like a social issue, they're going to say, we need to take all the guns. All right. Because once you look at it as a social issue, then you got to look at race and community and family structure. And you got to look into all of that type of shit. Once you start saying, man, we got a social issue on our hands, you know, then you got to go down those rabbit holes like they do with the blacks. All right. Then you got to be like fatherhood, motherhood, poverty. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you're gonna start hearing all of that shit. You're gonna be like, damn, we accepted poverty now? We accepting wealth inequality for watch. Cause again, that's what we already started. We already started to see already. Watch, you're gonna be like, damn. They gun grabbers? They want to take the guns now? Damn. Anything except look at this from a social aspect. You can't. You know, you just can't. Because then you're gonna have to be like, damn, man. Does race play a factor in this? Nah, it's the guns. We got to take the guns. Everybody, there are no more guns. You got to have this to be issued a gun and all the watch. Someone said trauma. Yeah. Shout to Black Savant said, I've been in a white church where the pastor rode a Harley into the church and up to the podium before his sermon. Man, listen, I'd have seen some church footage where motherfuckers come like off of the fucking ceiling and shit, like they flying around the fucking crowd and whatnot, man. Like that, it be getting silly, man. And you know, good. Hey, and you know what? Good luck to all y'all who into that type of stuff, man. You know, crazy. Shout out to Dior. What's up? He said it was a guy with PS. Yeah. We're gonna get to that too. We're gonna get to that too. You know, we're going to get to that too, because again, you know, the idiot that killed that Ukrainian chick, you can't say that, man, maybe this dude was like mentally ill. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was mentally ill and he shouldn't even been out. In fact, I believe he was diagnosed with some shit. What the fuck's he doing out? It's like, nah. America has a black problem. all over the right. Now, America got a black problem, but we're going to get into that too. We're going to get into that. We finna get into that. You know, shout out to Derek Barry. He said they found a do-rag in his pickup tire. We know who was responsible. Nah. Nope. Oh, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, nah. Couldn't be he was mentally ill. The problem is black. Hit it with the black stamp, just boom. You know, hit him with the black stamp. Boom. Nah, fuck that. Ain't no way. Ain't no. In fact, tomorrow we got to talk about black fatigue again. You know, we got to talk about black fatigue again. But again, like I said, the answer is that's why it's funny, left, right, or black, because it's never going to be white. It's never going to be Hispanic. It's never going to be Asian. It's never going to be Indian. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to, the only way it can be black is if it's black. That's it. All right. It never goes into anything else. All right. You're not radicalized. You know what I'm saying? You don't have this or that. You know what I'm saying? It's you grew up fucked up, your people fucked up, your environment fucked up, you just fucked up. You lack empathy, you don't know shit, you're dumb, your IQ, it's gonna go down all that shit. It's gonna go down all that shit. You know, it's gonna go to the social piece right away. Which again, I agree. A lot of things are social. Social issues create, you know what I'm saying, certain issues within people. But again, like I said, that's for black. Everybody else is political. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's the leftists. Oh, it's the right. It's the extreme right. You know what I'm saying? It's extreme left. It never go to that shit. You know? Iota said it's actually annoying as fuck. It's annoying, but I'm glad that we're reaching a point now where it's just too much to where it's like, damn, it's never going to be social issues. When Billy drive his fucking pickup truck through the church, get out, start shooting people, and then set the whole church on fire. It's never going to be social issues when, you know what I'm saying, Billy take his boat and shoot into a restaurant off the pier. You know what I'm saying? It's never going to be a social issue when Billy take the Cybertruck and blow it up in front of the Trump Towers. It's never going to be a social issue when, again, what was it? Timothy McVeigh goes and takes a fucking U-Haul full of explosives and blow up a fucking children's hospital. It's never going to be social issue. It's always going to be political. Every time. Every time political. They say, oh, Billy listened to King Von. I don't know. Yeah, he was a sleeper cell. Oh, man. Don't even get me started with that. You know I love a good conspiracy. But nah, these motherfuckers right here, these motherfuckers just crazy. Like, I tried to see it. I was like, nah. Nah. You know, bunch of false flags. Everybody like, this is a false flag. It's like, how's it a false flag? This a real flag. This ain't a false flag. This a real flag. He went in there. The first confirmed kill was fucking kid, man. Fucking child. You know? And people online telling me, was he on the left? Was he on the right? We're going to get to that in a little bit. But, yeah, so Oh man, they pulling. Oh man, they deleting. They deleting. They deleting. Damn, man. Okay. All right. So yeah. So I got on X and I read, people was playing the game, and I got this one. It says, I know his parents. My son went to school with him. Iraq, from what the people around me are saying, really messed him up. Okay. So again, the libs of TikTok came out and said Thomas Jacobs Sanford identified as deranged gunman who shot up and burned down the Michigan church this morning. Now, again, this guy is who they was trying to get. They was trying to sell this off as like, man, no, this a leftist. I was like, bro, this man is definitely 100% not a leftist. And people was like, yo, just because he's wearing camouflage doesn't mean he's a leftist. I was like, well, what if he's wearing camouflage and he's duck hunting with his kid or a kid? I don't know if that's his kid or not. Does that make him a leftist? And it was just people just reaching heavy. People was reaching heavy. And even one of the things they would say was like he had a stop Trump sign in his yard. And if you ever go out to the country, you know that people use old stop signs as kind of like trespassing type signs. And it looked like he just had the Trump like election poster or whatever. The Trump sign was just like wedged behind it to keep it up on the fence. And it was like he had a stop Trump sign. It was like, what? No. He's definitely a Trump supporter. And the picture was blurry on purpose. It's like, man, y'all wilding. Y'all wilding. And this is the guy, man. And they try to say he was donating to Democrats, and then they find out that they posted somebody else's Democratic donations who was from Virginia, not even from Michigan. I'm talking about they was reaching like a mother. The left-right paradigm is crazy. They was just posting other people private personal information and just digging into people's background. Just got on, just jumped on X and started lying right away. And I was like, man, no. And so stuff like this right here, look. Stuff like this right here, right? Like they'll post this, right? And it'll be not the right person. And it'll be not the right person. A politically active, democratic, socialist, progressive, and proud union member. 100% not the right person. And people was, if you could see, people was like, yo, that's the wrong guy. You know what I'm saying? This is not the right, you know what I'm saying? And the guy was like, well, if this the wrong guy, well, my apologies. It's like, fake news. No. And again, the main reason why I want to even bring this up is because right-wing gun control is on the way. All right. Right-wing gun control is on the way. All right. Right. I'm going to keep repeating this. Right. It's going to shock people. All right. It's going to shock people. People going to act the fuck up, of course. All right. Which again, Might be part of the plan. We got to see who the rowdy people is. This definitely gonna be an indicator. Like, all right, well, let's hit them with this, and because again, firearms and stuff like that is already being sanctioned and shit. All right, so all Russian shit is out already. All right, so all the Russian shit is just done. All right, Russian ammo and all the rest of that shit. They already clogged all that shit up. All right, so and that's part of the we're gonna punish Russia. He said U.S. is preparing to strike Venezuela cartels. Yeah, well, we need Venezuelan oil. They got an oil basin that we need. So, okay, so let me see. Before we get to the other guy, let me do this. Yeah, everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Get over here real quick. Because this other guy is a character himself. So here we go. This is what I was talking about with the stop Trump sign and shit. They was using this as the stop Trump sign. It's gonna pop up. Where you at? Okay, there we go. So this is the picture they was posting. Like, he had a stop Trump sign, but it's not. It's as you can see, it's an actual stop sign. And like I said, out in the country, they use old stop signs. You'll see stop signs posted up, but there's no trespassing type shit. And he had like a Trump. He had a Trump poster wedged behind it to keep it up. And it was like, he's a liberal. He had a stop Trump sign. It's like, try again, try again. And no, this one goes down as a straight up Trump supporter. All right. And look, I don't make the rules. This is a Trump supporter. All right. This is a Trump supporter. Yeah, it's a big reach. There was like he had a stop Trump sign at his house. It's like, no, that's a Trump poster wedged behind a stop sign that is posted there because that's what they do. They use them. You'll see stop signs used at like junkyards and shit. Like they use old stop signs and shit. But they was, that's what they was on. And again, here we go right here, right? Because I found this, and this was some type of evidence too, right? Where people had to correct this dumbass shit, because they was pretty much saying that he was donating to the Democrats. And then people got in here and was like, hey, that's the wrong person. It was like, that's the wrong person. Let me see. Where's the... Okay, here we go. Oh, I got to be careful too. I'll be forgetting I'll be on X. So the people had to come in here and they had to say, hey, voter records are public in Michigan, but there are no voter registration information available for him by the address that the authorities provided, you know. And then they said he has a serious history of mental health issues. The common sense members would do well to not spend time politicizing this tragedy. But here's the thing. Whenever you start talking about Trump derangement syndrome, whenever you start talking about leftist lunatics, now you got to start saying, man, some of these MAGA motherfuckers got mental health issues. All right, so that's a double-edged sword where you got to be like, man, come on, man. He's just like he's a crazy MAGA supporter. He's a mentally ill MAGA supporter. You know, that's kind of funny with this left-right paradigm shit because, you know, they'll be like those crazy people on the left, and there are crazy people on the left. Don't get it twisted. The left got crazy people in that motherfucker. I'm talking about crazy people in that motherfucker. But again, like I said, you got crazy people on the right. You got crazy ass people on the right. But yeah. Somebody said, people need to chill on this one. It's not like the other ones, in my opinion. This isn't even going to be political or religious. People are blowing this out of proportion. It's almost guaranteed a crime of passion, which is still terrible. He moved from Utah, was probably Mormon, and was probably his church. His wife fucked the pastor or some shit, and he snapped and burnt it to the ground. And the truck is just like every truck in Burton, which is a stone's throw away from Grand Blanc. I live 40 minutes away. Brother-in-law lives less than a mile. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, boy, I tell you, man. Somebody said, that's not him. That dude from Virginia. Somebody said, not the same guy, obviously. Because again, right? This is the full picture. Okay. And this what they posted. Where is it? I mean, I can't find it. I posted the other one, but they posted it, but they had the face cut off of it. You know what I'm saying? Different guy. Don't spread false info. That guy lives in Virginia, not your boy. I don't support liberals, but I do support fact checking. That's what's up. All right. So, you know, let me do this too, because Trump came out and made a statement, and on the left, right, or black paradigm, one of the ways to not pick white is to pick religion. All right. And so we seen this with Jason Whitlock when he was trying to tell the white people not to be racist. You know, during the Carmelo Anthony situation, he was like, hey, you guys are not being Christ-like. You know, this is what Christ will want. You know, let's, you know what I'm saying, put the conservative stuff aside and let's be Christians together. And they was like, no, us white men have to stand up for white, you know what I'm saying, for whiteness. It is what it is. Look, listen. Again, like I said, I'm red pill to race in this country. Like, I'm not offended by it. None of that shit. I just know how to recognize it, call it out, see it, and move accordingly. All right. You know, and Jason Whitlock was just like, man, like, you know, the way y'all acting is going to make it hard for me to like go in on black people for prioritizing race. And it was like, well, we don't give a fuck because that's what time we on now. All right. And he was like, yeah, let's just be good Christians. So within all of this, you know, Trump jump out the window, and yeah, man, I don't know who owned True Social, but do you need the money that bad? These ads is horrible. These ads are horrible. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So Trump goes on True Social and says, I have been briefed on the horrendous shooting that took place at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The FBI was immediately on the scene and will be leading the federal investigation and providing full support to the state and local officials. The suspect is dead, but there's still a lot to learn. This appears to be a yet another targeted attack on Christians in the United States of America. The Trump administration will keep the public posted as we always do. In the meantime, pray for the victims and their families. This epidemic of violence in our country must end immediately. All right. And here's the thing. The violence is not going to end immediately. Like I said, I'm saying that from here all the way, we're going to see a lead up of just slowly things getting worse and worse and worse. More and more of these crash outs are going to happen going into, because again, going towards Christmas, and these people, they religious, and they got to be like, man, I don't got the gifts. A lot of unemployment, you know. I do. And I know people laugh at it. They think it's funny that I made that type of prediction, but to me, it's just common sense. Like these people, they can't take this type of shit. You know, they can't take this type of shit. Like, you know, yeah, white man fight back. I mean, they, you know, that's what I'm saying. So it's like this epidemic of why would he call this an epidemic of violence? Again, that would mean that even they recognize that, you know, hey, you know, what do you mean this epidemic of violence? You know, and then some people are like, man, they was always, no. It is a higher rate of this type of bullshit going on. All right. It is a higher rate. I don't give a fuck nobody say. The vibes outside is it's a lot of people who, again, like I said, they got left out of a lot of wealth over the last 15 years. You know what I'm saying? They got left the fuck out. And it is what it is. They can't handle this shit. But yeah, this epidemic of violence in our country must end immediately. So again, this was not an attack on Christians. It was an attack on American citizens. It was an attack on people. That's what it was. It was an attack on people. That's what it is. All right. Yeah, Shatira, they ain't got nothing to do with Christians. This was an attack on actual people's lives. That's what this was. It wasn't an attack. What got hurt and damaged was people. All right. That's what happened. He said Mormons are the black sheep of Christianity. I don't know nothing about that shit. But let me pull this up real quick too, because y'all know how the shit go. Man. Actually, you know what? I can just I can just do this. Everybody hit the like button as we proceed. Y'all got a live stream. I had to go live today. I said, damn, man. I said, man, foundational white Americans acting up today. I said, FWA acting up today. FWA going stupid today. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Okay, let me see. This it. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Y'all already know. We got the way some of these niggas hate.
Number of mysteries.
The way some of these niggas hate niggas, I think they friend of the show too. So we got friend of the show, Anton Daniels. You know, sometimes he be watching. I don't know if he watching today, but you know.
Gird up, because this has been happening for a while. It happened and people turned their faith over to God.
Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on.
There's an attack on Christianity.
Right on cue.
That again.
There's an attack on Christianity.
Out of that situation. That again.
There's an attack on Christianity, both spiritually and physically.
Now look, let me put y'all on some shit, right? So the Mormons believe that if you are black, you are cursed because you have the curse of Ham. They don't even fuck with black people. All right? If you are black, you are fucking cursed by the son of Ham, nigga. Imagine, oh my God, bro. Drew said, I stand with Anton. Imagine this shit though, man. Yeah, the Jehovah's Witnesses had the same teaching as well with the being cursed by the son of Ham until their numbers went down after one of their prophecies didn't happen. A lot of people left the Kingdom Hall, and then they changed the, you know what I'm saying? And they brought in a lot of black people into the Kingdom Hall because they changed the, you know, they had new light on the being cursed. But these people believe that this nigga is cursed. Like, you got to curse. And this nigga's like, hey, man, listen, our faith and our, well, we got to stand on our faith. It's like, bro, these people don't even fuck with you. Yeah, Teflon, that's what I was saying. Hey, they don't even fuck with you. Like, you literally are cursed by God. And you say, like, we gotta stand on our faith. And it's us. It's like, nigga, black conservatives gotta understand, you are not included in everything. All right? Everything white people do is not, you are included. All right? It's not, you are not included. Oh my goodness. It's like, this is our faith and we gotta, you know.
And now we gonna have to gird up, because this has been happening for a while. It happened and people turned their faith over to God as a result of some of the most recent tragedies. We've seen what happened with Charlie Kirk. We've seen what happened in Minneapolis with the trans shooter. And now we have a 40-year-old man that decided to ram his truck into a church during church service and then start shooting any and everybody that
Fair use.
he can get his hands on. Something is happening spiritually.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure what it is, but it seems like there is targeted attacks every single week on people that believe in God and believe in Christ and have conservative values.
Again, this dude is a Trump supporter that did this shit. This dude is literally a Trump supporter that did this. This nigga like conservative values. Like the nigga truck had 2 American flags on the fucking. hey. Now here's the thing though, right? This is another thing with left, right, and black. When it's black people, you notice a pattern. You notice a pattern. You be like, wait a minute. This is a black thing. But again, there is no such thing as a white thing. You know, this is a spiritual battle. It's like, hey, shout out to Easy. Easy said, before white people say that it's a social issue with them, they'll say aliens. And, you know, black conservatives got the same thing, you know. They're not supporting crime, they're supporting their own people. Type shit. He said, no, this white on white crime, clear as day. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. Like any other time, niggas be noticing patterns and shit. This time this is a spiritual battle. It's like, damn, it's a spiritual battle. But again, if all of these people that were shooting up churches and shit, he would be right here. And this is why black people not being blessed, because look what y'all doing to the church. This is a black, you know what I'm saying? Like all that type of shit. But yeah, this is spiritual warfare. This is a spiritual problem.
And they don't take anybody hostage. They just letting it fly.
Who is they?
And then they taking themselves out.
Who is they?
Now we have to start having a conversation about safety, because the places that were supposed to be sacred, places of worship, schools, those places, college campuses, those places are now under attack. And so now we have to change our cultural norms, because we have become so radicalized in our views and so extreme in our views. And now they are attacking people that praise God. Now we have to start having exit plans, strategies, security, everything at our schools and at our churches, because nobody cares.
I agree with schools. Like I said, if you can secure a fucking bank, you can secure a school. But anyways, move right along.
About the well-being of people. Nobody has any respect for anybody anymore.
Why is this an everybody problem? See, now nobody, and this one thing that I hated about the black manosphere type shit too, because anytime a nigga did something stupid, it turned into a black man issue. It's like, nah, fuck that. Motherfucker try to just throw everybody in there, you know? Nah. It's a specific group of people, right? They have what do all these people have in common? All right, because again, if they all was black, this would be a black community teardown right now. He said the white man problems are all inclusive. Hey, if all of these church shooting people was black, nigga, this will be a black people teardown. Yo, this is why the black culture is trash. Look at what we do to churches.
Nobody cares about whether or not you have a different ideological view. They are going to find somewhere, they're going to target it. And
now again, this guy is more than likely was a part of this church or knew people in this church or something like that. Like, this is not opposing ideas. These aren't like Muslims crashing out on Christians. So even when Trump said that, you know, Christianity is under attack, like most of these people attacking Christian churches are Christians or raised Christians. Somebody let me know if you've seen like Muslims like running into like Christian churches out here and shit. And this, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe I missed something. I don't know. Let me know. UncutUnderground99@gmail.com. I want to see where non-Christians are running into the, you know what I'm saying, Christian churches. And yeah.
And then they're going to make sure that they hit you in every single way possible. And this is one of the greatest tragedies. And it seems like one of the saddest times in our history, in my lifetime in particular. Forget crashes in the market, forget, you know, the 2008 housing crisis, forget all of that. I am going to remember probably this time the most because this is an attack on our faith.
On our faith. Again, like these people believe in totally different shit. You know what I'm saying? Our faith, you know, our faith. Forget everything else. This is the worst. So you saying that white people are doing the worst shit right now? Is that what you saying, Anton? Is Anton Daniels saying that white people are doing the worst shit? Like you said, forget the '08 housing crisis, forget all the. It sounds like you trying to say white people doing the worst shit by attacking y'all's faith. I'll just say that. This is y'all's faith, you know. Is you gonna? I mean, any other time we can narrow down who's who and who's doing what, you know.
This is an attack on our principles, on our views, on everything that we represent as people. And so they don't respect you. Even if you're not a person that believes the way that I believe or look at things from a political perspective, you have to respect human life. You have to respect, you know, people's options to be able to do what they want to do when it comes to their faith. We have to respect our political ideologies, and we don't do that anymore. Now is let's just go ahead and tear everybody out the frame, and that's the end of it.
Who?
It's sad. And crazy times, and it's almost like demons is running rampant.
Who? Oh, demons.
We not living in crazy times, and it's almost like demons is running rampant everywhere. Everywhere. Do you know how much of a demon you have to be, how horrific things have to be? Now is not a time for us to be divided, whether you Democrat, Republican.
We got to come under the we got to come together under the cloth. I didn't hear this part. There we go. Some unity under the Bible. There we go.
Whether you're man, woman, whether you're a believer or non-believer, we should all have a certain level of respect. And also, let me say this before we.
Hey, shout out to Easy, man, because Easy said, man, that religion piece. Easy always say, nigga, that religion piece, nigga, that religion piece, bro. That religion piece. Oh, man.
Head over to Trump's response. Shout out to, and this is why police officers are so important. They wanted to fund police officers nationwide and then get community service members. But police officers, like the man said, are trained to go directly into the line of fire and go into directly what it is that's going on in order to be able to neutralize the threat. And you can't replace that. You can't replace this form of public safety.
Yes, you can. An armed public can replace a police force. Yes, you can. I would much rather be armed in that church than call the police. That and see this. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. I can't. Yo, no. No, fuck you talking about. As soon as I see a grill go through the church wall, we already up. What we talking about? Before he can strike a match to set this bitch on fire, dog, we already active. What the fuck you mean? Like, oh my God. Reality said Anton is a modern man. Man, I was hiking with my pistol on me. And this shit, you got me fucked up. I ain't going nowhere without my shit. Oh man, what the fuck are we talking about, nigga? I will never, dog. The Uvalde school shooting, I will never forget seeing that pussy ass police running around in the parking lot in circles, scared as fuck, while the shooter was inside this fucking school, just killing kids, man. Just killing kids, and this motherfucker on camera, like having a fucking nervous breakdown. Ain't no way, dog. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up, man. Say Anton is a traditional man with a modern man with traditional values. They wouldn't let the parents go in too. Yeah, man. Just fuck that shit. I'm killing. Let me get out of there. Let me stop. But this type of like this shit right here, and this why I'm like, man, you can't be a conservative.
Are trained to go directly into and wide and then get community service members. But police officers, like the man said, are trained to go directly into the line of fire and go into directly what it is that's going on in order to be able to neutralize the threat. And you can't replace that. You can't replace this form of public safety while we trying to get so political with it. This is Trump's.
Good Lord, man. You couldn't be more wrong. You can be more incorrect, dog. That should give me a headache. Hey, that should give me a headache, man. What? That type of public safety can't be replaced? Are you serious? Move right along, man. What the fuck? He said, how long they gonna take the call? Yeah, man, you gonna call the police and then you got to deal with some fucking goofy bitch on dispatch. You know what I'm saying? Sir, calm down. Let me know what color is this shirt. It's like, oh man, you got me fucked up. The last thing I'm gonna reach for is a cell phone. You got me fucked up. Yikes. I would trust my bare hands. I would trust a sneak attack, a blindside. I would trust what I had right there before I be on some fucking. I will leave calling the police to somebody else. All right, I'm gonna just say that. Yo, call the police. But right now we have to do something. The last thing I'm gonna do is be like, hello. Yes, in my church. What's the address? It's like, what's the name of the church? Man, you know all that, man. Fuck that. Hell no. I'm getting a headache just thinking about that shit. Let me get this clip out the way.
Statement that he released on X. This is what he had to say, X and on Truth Social.
Are also getting response from the president of the United States, who says that he was briefed on what he calls a horrendous shooting. And he also says that not only is the FBI immediately on scene, but also this point. The suspect is dead, but there is still a lot to learn, the president says. This appears to be a church that killed two people and yet of victims as well.
Clearly. I'm not going to make any assumptions until on righteousness is an attack on Christianity. Clearly, I'm not going to make any assumptions until I find out more information. But either way, why are they targeting the most vulnerable amongst us? People that are praising and worshiping and trying to find God and make sure that they acknowledge God. So horrific. Let me know what y'all think inside.
Oh my goodness. Everybody, yo, hit the like button as we proceed, man. Hit the like button as we proceed, man. Shout out to Mac Ultra, man. Said hello 911. He has a bacon collar shirt and some gray Miyagi ass shoes on in the Honda Accord. Y'all niggas retarded, man. Yeah, the most vulnerable people are at church, not in schools. You know what I'm saying? Not out minding their own business. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, save the like button. Yeah, save the like button. Save the like button. So, good Lord. Where was I? Give me 1 second. I want to pull this up. Okay. Got to be careful on IG. Yeah, so this the bro, this is not no liberal, man. Yeah, this ain't no liberal. Let me do the left right game real quick. This is definitely not a liberal. All right. Put this up, man. Hey, liberals ain't rocking like this. All right, let's keep it a bug, man. Hey, liberals ain't rocking like this, dog. You know what I'm saying? Hey, liberals ain't rocking like this. Let's keep it a bug, dog. Like, if you're on the right, you just gotta be like, yeah, that's us. Even I could be like, yeah, that's us. That's us. Hey, that's us. Hey, that's us. Yeah, that's us. Somebody said, finally a masculine liberal. Yeah, you gotta be like, yeah, that's us. Yeah, they got us. What that one police said? Yeah, we gotta admit it's one of us. It's one of us. He should have field dressed that deer though. I wouldn't. I ain't riding around with no deer in the front of my shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He said, mange looking ass deer. It's probably wet. Probably wet. The fur wet. Somebody said big old gas guzzler too. He not a liberal. Nah, man. Hell nah, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was sitting back, I was like, nah. You know, that day when all these hunting pictures came out. Hey, when all these hunting pictures came out, that's what he said. He said, I'm guessing PTSD. I'm guessing PTSD. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to look at. They were showing his Facebook post. I thought I bookmarked it, but let me see. They should have it in here. Cause you know they start wiping people's social media. Said that wasn't the right, that was AI. Yeah. Oh man, come on, let's go. What's up? Okay, here we go. Yep. Here we go. Shout out to the gang, man. Look, see, right here, boom, against wearing the mask. You know what I'm saying? Got the revolver pistol that says "wrong house" stamped in the front of it. I like that. That's kind of cool. See what I'm saying? Like, yep. But they was going through. What is this? I don't know what this is. Someone said Facebook allegedly located the. Oh, so they found his mom on. Well, that's the truck. Oh, am I even sharing the screen? Oh, yeah, I'm sharing the screen. Somebody said he a real patriot. Yeah, man. It was a reach though. It was a real reach, you know. Said Thomas. I said Dave Bundy spoke with Chris Johns. Chris spoke to Thomas Sanford at the Thomas's house last week while Chris was campaigning door to door for city office. Thomas said the Mormons are the Antichrist. Chris became afraid of Thomas, but Thomas was originally very friendly. Huh. So he had a negative experience with Mormons. See, and what happened with Charlie Kirk, that kid who murked Charlie Kirk was Mormon. Huh. Hey, they be nosy as fuck on X. They stalking Facebook pages and everything. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on. I want to get back to damn, they going in. Okay. Okay, here we go. See, look. They found, okay, so am I still sharing the screen? No, I'm not even sharing the screen right now. Hang tight. See, he was reposted, you know, this is what he's posting on Facebook. He said, this is how crazy the left will go without power. Imagine them with power. So again, man, like on X going crazy. Look, reposting Turning Point USA stuff. 4 common causes of a headache: loud noises, bright lights, ear infection, and arguing with leftists. Uh-oh, anti-vaccine. Damn, they was going through the whole family shit. So the whole family, Brenda Stanford. And somebody said it is kind of weird how you could go through somebody's family shit like that. What is this? We're not going to be peaceful for much longer. Video shows a fed up vet. Oh, this is definitely his Facebook page. Look, yeah, this ain't no liberal shit right here. Oh, they field dressed that one. He got field dressed. Dang, man. Yeah, we got. Hey, man, you can't. Hey, man, you can't listen, man. You can't put this one on the liberals. This ain't a leftist. So now, he said the left made him do it. Yeah, hit the like button as we proceed. Super chat is available as well as Cash App scrolling across the bottom of the screen. We ain't even got to the other foundational white American shooter. We finna get to him next. So the guy pulled up on a boat and just started shooting into a restaurant that was off of a pier, man. Yeah, a float by. Buddy did a float by. Okay. I got to be careful on X because motherfuckers be posting whatever on here. So damn, they got his mom at the MAGA rally, and that's what I was telling y'all. Like the with the stop sign. Yeah, mom straight MAGA. What's that? Stay away from the vaccine. It'll kill you. Hey, that's that one preacher. Yeah, so he gang, man. Like, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is, man. Gang. Now, somebody said, what about Chicago? Chicago has a lot of crime. Detroit has a lot of crime. Philadelphia has a lot of crime. Miami has a lot of crime. Houston has a lot of crime. Dallas has a lot of crime. Little Rock has a lot of crime. Oakland has a lot of crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, where y'all want to go? Where y'all want to go? New Jersey has a lot of crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just keep going. Somebody said it was the blacks. Nah, so let's get to the other guy, right? So this other dude, right? This was the first one. I said, man, I ain't even gonna look. I'm finna go hiking. I am not finna look into no type of shooting or nothing like that. I'm finna go clear my mind out in the woods. And I said, I'm gonna look into that later. And I started digging around. I said, man, wait a minute. Hold on. And I started playing left, right, or black. You know, left, right, or black. I said, man, what the hell is going on? Skyfall said, I'm gonna run into Bigfoot. Bigfoot gonna run into them. Hey, Bigfoot ain't gonna be Bigfoot no more. He running to me out there in the woods. I did hear a rattlesnake. That was kind of cool. Just gotta stand back. You'll be like, we ain't going over there. Hey, we ain't going over there. Let that motherfucker have that. I couldn't see shit. I was like, nope. I ain't got no boots on. No, I'm good. So this other feller, who is like, this guy, Nigel Max Edge, you know, he one of us too. You know, he one of us too, man. And he was on this boat and he shot up the restaurant. And you know, people saying that he got PTSD and it was mental health and all the rest of this shit, but I went through there and I was looking all through social media. I would look all through social media. People was trying to play the left right game with him too. And the thing about him was he had so much social media activity that they just hurried up and went right to mental health. He went right to mental health. All right, because this dude had like, this dude was seriously like, he was tripping. Some of the stuff I found, he was going to court and he was trying all kind of shit, man. You know, he had like, this was a real rabbit hole right here. This one was more interesting to me even than the one that happened in Michigan, because this dude was, I'm talking about just writing crazy shit, you know. He had a lot of different like legal issues and shit, and he was really like tripping. Like this dude should have never been out. He was tripping. Apparently he was actually like injured in Afghanistan. And it messed him up pretty good. And yeah, he this dude was tripping. It said a horrible thing to wake up to. Eaten at this restaurant many times and have been going to Southport my whole life by boat. And the last night, a former Marine suffering from schizophrenia due to what appears to be a possible gunshot wound that he suffered while in Afghanistan in 2006, pulled up to a restaurant on a boat and opened fire with a suppressed AR, killing 3 people and wounding a bunch of others. He had been filing lawsuits and alleging that the LGBTQ community was encouraging people to kill themselves and communicating this through the number 122. His Facebook is a deeply disturbing rabbit hole if someone is losing their mind, with references to Epstein and Abu Ghraib. Now, again, this is QAnon type shit. All right, let's just be honest. This is the QAnon shit. This is the numerology shit. Cause I went through his shit, and this dude, every time he's seen 122, he would like start freaking out. And a lot of people do believe in all that the numerology shit, but not in patterns. Like they'll like literally make numbers mean letters, and then they'll be like, oh, this happened on this day. Like people do, they fucking lose their fucking mind with that numerology bullshit. You know, but again, there is actual science, patterns, and things that appear naturally in nature throughout the universe. There is that shit, and none of that shit is a coincidence. But a lot of this shit were, you know, like Fibonacci and all the rest of these different sequences and shit, they do appear throughout nature, like as law pretty much. But whenever people just they start freaking out over every letter, every number and shit like that, like people do go crazy about that shit. People do go crazy over that shit, you know. You know, somebody said more before ology. Yeah, but the numerology people go fucking, they do go nuts. Gematria, there we go. Gematria, yeah, people believe in that shit. They do believe in that shit. And they take that shit to the max. Oh, this happened on September 1st. 9/1, 91 at 3 o'clock, 300. It's just fucking going stupid. But yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that, AZT. We don't need that. We don't need that. I don't need any gematria breakdowns on me. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He said that gematria dude cracked me up. That dude is, if it's the guy I'm thinking about, never fucking right. Always never fucking right. And again, it's afterwards where it's be like, oh, this is a coincidence. Look at this. Look at just making shit, trying to lie. It's silly. It's some goofy shit. It is goofy. It is goofy. Somebody said they weirdos. Yeah, it is goofy. But anyways, this dude was losing it. And I did go through his Facebook. Well, somebody had posted a bunch of his Facebook shit. And I started going through some of his stuff. I guess he was even posting, let me do this because I don't want to show this on YouTube. Let me look at this shit first. So the American Fish Company is the name of the place where he just pulled up and started shooting. So that wasn't even his real name, Nigel Max Edge. But I'm talking about tripping, bro. Like some of these court documents like be like talking about like treason and you know, it's him versus the United States of America, Clarkstown Police Department, Oak Island Police Department, the Sheriff Department, Criminal like all of this shit, the U.S. Department of Justice, just, you know, he had all this type of stuff going on, man. But right here it says, he said, servicemen similar to the plaintiff were systematically murdered, human genocide by no fault of their own, and an attempted illusion created by LGBTQ white supremacy pedophile civil conspiracy. Due to the plaintiff's survival, he has become a continuous target in attempted murder by poisonings, car accidents, medical mistreatment, and police brutality while assembling the necessary evidence to understand this civil conspiracy run by cooperating authorities of Osama bin Laden, needing all in a mass ring or whatever the fuck. But it's just a whole bunch of this shit, man. Just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like what the and it was just like, what the hell is going on? Now, again, is this guy on the left or the right? Is he on the left or the right? Because he definitely has some screws loose. A whole lot of screws loose. Whole lot of screws loose. And he seriously thought people were poisoning him and shit. And yeah, so right-wing gun control, like I told y'all, is on the way. Right-wing gun control is on the way. All this shit gonna be used. All of it. But yeah. I ain't even gonna read that shit, but all this shit was like crazy. Crazy. But he said, is it mental illness or is it black? Yes, they both were veterans. Yes, both were veterans. Yes, that's correct. So no leftist lunatic, no tranny shooter this time. You know, like again, like I said, the black dude on the train had mental issues, clearly. All right. That incident was not a black incident. It's not an issue with black people. That man was mentally crazy. All right. For that to turn into black fatigue, what do we call this? What the fuck do we call this dude? All right. He just get to keep mentally ill to himself. Like, oh no, he was crazy. It's like, okay, well, do white people have a mentally ill issue? Like, no, just mentally illness. And again, this is what I'm saying, where race is always gonna be brought up whenever it's black people. All right. Especially a black man. Race is going to be the issue. All right. Race is going to be the issue. And that's the point where it's like, how much longer can that just be the standard operating, you know? You know? How much longer can that be the standard operating, like the standard understanding, like eventually they gonna be like, nah, this guy is just, you know, crazy. But that doesn't get extended to like black men like that. Like we have to accept that as a black issue. Some crazy motherfucker on a train and makes that a black issue. All right. A black kid at a high school stabs a white kid and it's a black issue. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it never turns into maybe this guy was going through this, maybe this guy was going through this, maybe none of that shit. It's like, no, it's just black people. We're sick of them. We're tired of them. We got black fatigue. They get on our nerves. everybody's sick of black people, blah, blah. You know, and for somebody like me, I'm not the person that just inject race into everything. But to see race just be injected on black people like that, it's just like, nah, y'all got a big fucking blind spot. Like y'all can't see the mountains of fucking, like it's right now it's to the point where even Trump was like, yo, this epidemic of violence must stop immediately. Like, but it's not gonna stop. You know? Django said, I inject race into everything. I don't inject race into everything. I call out what other people do, though. I do call out what other people do, though. Because what happens is we never get to talk about FWAs. It just turns into, you know, God damn it, like damn, everything every black person, everything every black person do is just like a black issue. It's just black issue. Everything everybody else do is, oh, it's a mental health issue. Oh, he's a victim of the open borders and the fentanyl that's coming in through the open border. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always something else every time. And now it's just to the point where it's like, I like this left-right situation that we got going on now, because now it's like, who's more violent in the left and the right? And it's white people on both sides. So it's like, oh, it's a leftist. Oh, it's a conservative. Oh, this is MAGA all day. This is somebody from the right. This is somebody from the left. And they just sitting there just, you know, making the shit political. But really it's like, okay, well, what culture is that? What culture is that? Well, you see black people, if the pattern is black on black, then we just say, oh, that's a black issue. There's no politicizing that shit. There is no politicizing that shit. Let's take a deeper look into what's actually happening with black crimes. Like, no, it's all just that's just them. That's just black people. That's all it is. Yeah, it's always some long. You will never hear the term homegrown terrorist used for a black person. Like, no, this is a fucking criminal. This is a fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's a homegrown terrorist. It's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, if that's the case, anybody who's American that does fucking dumbass shit is a homegrown terrorist. But it's just like, no, this is a homegrown terrorist. These are terrorist cells. So I said the KKK. Yeah, so I mean, like, let's just be just be real. Like you got to be, like I said, you got to be red pill when it comes to race as well, dog. Like, yeah, it's a homegrown terrorist. It's hooligan, it's thug, it's super predator, it's all that shit, and there is no differentiating the good upstanding black man and everybody else. But with everybody else, they'll just be like, no, this dude was crazy, he was loony. This is not our problem. This is one of the many isolated events. You know, this is one of the many isolated events. Let me do this real quick. I got about another hour or so. There we go. There we go. There we go. But yeah, this dude, yeah, this one of those things too. Let me show y'all. Look, this one of those things he posted, right? So he posted this. I guess he went to the Christian the CMT, was that the Christian Music Television Awards or whatever. But yeah, he showed this, and then he showed like, you know, he lined up the dates and stuff. And he was like, another attempt where he's seeing 122. Like he was losing it. What's up? What's up?
Yo, what's up, man? So I don't know, man. This is kind of suspicious to me because you remember earlier in the summer we had that run of military guys that blew up the Tesla in front of the Trump. They had a military guy that drove the truck down the street of New Orleans. He had a military guy that had those those explosives in Virginia. So I don't know what's going on with our ex-military. Our ex.
Sleeper
We
cells.
might have to look into that. We might have to look into the military a little bit, man.
Sleeper cells.
I don't know. I do think that the service guys, man, they do need to they do need more like help and shit, man. One of the guys was talking about how they cut the VA shit with Doge. They fired a bunch of people from Doge. I mean, from the VA and shit. And I really don't know. Like it do seem like it's somebody I don't really like get into that type of shit. You know, I don't really get into that type of shit. Like I just know that niggas don't get to be having PTSD. Like it's just niggas is crazy.
Yeah, I get that. And like I said, I follow a lot of the military channels, it's I don't know, man. Something going on. It's either a mental issue, they got PTSD or schizophrenia, or they're being flipped, and somebody like Russia may be paying them. I don't know, dog. There's something going on though. There's something going on in there.
No, I don't think that's what it is.
Why not?
I do think that they are. I do think they losing it. And again, imagine this, right? You fuck around and get wounded and like severely injured in Afghanistan. You lost friends and battle buddies and shit in Afghanistan, and then next thing you know, we just pull out of Afghanistan like it wasn't shit. Can you imagine like about motherfuckers been fighting tours over there and shit, and they just be like, man, let's just get out of there. And then Trump come back and be like, we need that air base back. We finna go back to Afghanistan. Hey, bro, it started to look like a game. You be like, damn, I risked my life like for motherfuckers playing.
But that don't make you
I
turn
can see
around
your
and crash out on your own people, though. I get being upset.
Bullshit.
All right.
man.
But hey, that shit fucks with people, bro. Like they do. Like warfare change people. I ain't the person to say how or why or whatever, but it does.
You know any combat vets?
I know a few, yeah. Where I was staying at, where I used to stay at, I used to kick it with one of the like Vietnam vets. He couldn't even be around like fireworks and shit like that. Like he like chilling. It wouldn't freak him out or nothing, but he, you know what I'm saying? Like he told me like I gotta just be chilling because, you know, my uncle June, he fought in Vietnam and he was a Green Beret. He couldn't even like he like wouldn't even watch violence on TV.
Yeah,
Like
I got a couple buddies. One was an Army Ranger and one was a Green Beret. And I haven't asked them about how they feel about these crash outs, but the two that I know, they're not the type that their PTSD makes them like um not want to, be around like certain things. Like we was all just kicking it at the shooting range, a couple months back. But what they were talking about was they didn't like how the government was behaving, so they actually moved. They actually left the country. They're living in Europe and traveling the world right now. They maybe I don't even
no,
know if they're gonna come back.
it fucks with people because like one of the guys that I went to school with, he went and when he came back, I ran into him. We was somewhere and we was just chopping it up. Oh, it was like after one of those like where it was like everybody who went to school together and shit. We all like met up somewhere and yeah, he was talking about how it like his relationship with people, like he can't like relate to other people who didn't go through that shit. Like,
Right.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he feel like an outsider and shit.
But what I will say is this though, like that's in personal life from the people that I know who've actually been, combat veterans, like these are badasses. If you're an Army Ranger, Green Beret, you know what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah,
they're not crash outs. You're not like these white boys crashing out on the American citizens. They're just like piecing out and leaving the country, trying to make a better life for themselves somewhere more stable. But when Pastor's talking about how like maybe Russia or something got to him, this is what I'm thinking, because when I say sleeper cell, bro, we don't know what kind of put it this way. In Guantanamo Bay, when we had all those prisoners of war in those black sites, those prisoners, the ones that didn't go crazy, those prisoners actually became like the most radical terrorists, you know what I'm saying, jihadis and shit, because of the torture. Like the torture, and this is something that was in the Discord. Professor Jang was talking about how these tortures, the government thought that they were trying to make the prisoners learned helplessness or whatever, like train them into learned helplessness, but it had the opposite effect. It made them like battle hardened and vengeance hungry. And they say that was like a mistake, but actually if you think about it, because we still do this, right, and we know that this is the effect that it has. So if you think about it, if we know that torturing people, like these torture methods that we've developed in these black sites, create terrorists, you know what I'm saying, that can be radicalized with certain events, right, certain like maybe false flag events type shit, or you just don't know. But all I'm trying to say is we don't know like the type of training that goes into, like certain kinds of torture are parts of the training that you need to go through in order to get through to be like special forces and shit in the US military. So I'm just saying it could be like some of these motherfuckers are getting activated, when they hear or see certain shit. You can't put it past a possibility that we got some actual, like, I mean, this left-right paradigm has white America in such a chokehold, like, and the power structure has to know that that's the case. That's by design. So if all that they need to do is drop a couple of stochastic terrorism events, you know what I'm saying, in the water, and get people divided even more and more, like you just don't know. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, Donald Trump's whoever Pete Hegseth gave the green light. JSOC, you know, put out a fucking frequency signal and got all these goddamn Iraq war vets activating. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know.
That's some wild shit.
You just don't know.
Well, I think it's plausible only because let's look at BlackRock, right? And I'm gonna let my boy. I'm gonna be real quick so my homie can get in because he ain't said nothing yet. But when a lot of those guys got the military, BlackRock threw them a good salary, and they went and mercenary and did whatever BlackRock told them to do. Tassi, I don't think it take much money to flip a soldier.
I don't think not BlackRock, but it wasn't BlackRock.
Blackwater.
Blackwater.
Blackwater. Yeah, Blackwater flipped them people real quick, and it didn't take much money to do it.
I don't know. I stay out of there. They ain't none of my business, Gideon. Y'all fucking up the Gideon score, man.
Hey, man,
Someone said, "Yeah." Reality said, "Get out of there." Yeah, I know, but here's the thing, though, right? I can't disregard a lot of stuff because we don't know what people are capable of doing. Like what the CIA was doing with psychedelics in the 70s, bro, was trippy.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't so I don't put nothing past. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand a lot, but I don't know a lot.
Bro,
we don't know.
The U.S. government literally understands down to a scientific method mind control and brainwashing. Like MK Ultra was for 30 years, and that's just what they know, what they tell you, right? They've got decades and decades of research knowing how to fuck with the human mind through drugs, torture, manipulation, signals, frequencies, secret words, password phrases, like, and they did this shit on soldiers, spies, operatives. I mean, like, bro, we can't put it past. This is some evil empire shit, yo.
No, I agree. I know this shit getting nefarious, bro. Like, I'm looking into how they finna like run this stable coin play, and you know, shout out to Easy because he brought a lot of stuff to light with this, with even what they finna do with the stable coins and shit, bro. Like, nigga, this shit go crazy, man. This shit go crazy.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what up, Easy?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, man.
What up?
Man, I hear what y'all saying, bro, but I'm sorry. I'm not letting the conversation get away from is this a cultural problem? Because like this starting to tie into like how I've been saying that, bro, when it comes down to the Great White Crash Out, they getting all the excuses, even now, like we're going into a government conspiracy and stuff. We talking about MK Ultra and stuff, but
that's what I'm saying. But see, that's what I'm saying, though, right? Like a nigga do some wild shit, it's never a false flag.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
they
ain't that dude that stabbed that girl on the train, man, bro. That they ain't nobody go into you know what I'm saying, what his past was, what happened with him. Like ain't no telling what happened with him. It's just chopped up as like we don't we don't went through freaking political people in the highest positions don't came out and calling black men super predators, and we talk about MK Ultra, but we gonna just overlook 400 years of selective breeding niggas for specific stuff. Like
that's a fact.
We can't look past it. We can't look past white. It's tons of pictures of your everyday white person. We ain't got to go to the military. We ain't got to go to anything else. Regular white folks taking pictures outside of church on a Sunday of hanging somebody. All throughout the early 1900s.
Well, so another thing too is like a lot of the early Panthers came out of the military.
They did, but also a lot of the Weatherman and Minuteman came out of the military too, and that was a left wing domestic terrorist group.
But that's what I'm saying though, like what Easy said, like nobody don't go back and do all of that research and shit. They just be like them niggas.
Yeah. Nobody talk about how I believe the Black Panthers marched on to what was it, the Capitol building in California? One of those Capitol buildings with guns. Nobody got killed, nobody got hurt. But we want, like, people be making excuses for January 6th, saying it was the FBI agents and stuff.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, man, because I want to talk about that shit, because the January 6th shit, even Trump, and I know they know better, right? So the reason why so many agents was at January 6th is because all of those people fucking snitch. Once you snitch, you become a fucking informant. Anything that happens, you have to tell the FBI. You are a fucking agent. So I know that Trump knows this. I know that people know this shit, but they still gonna run with the narrative like the people who were agents worked for the FBI and that they had FBI agents working, but it wasn't. It was just they had a bunch of people who fucking cooperated.
Exactly. They got us talking about Young Thug and Gunna, but all them January 6th, we got people on YouTube.
Wait, hold on. Before January 6th even happened, bro, they already had rats in their shit. So these aren't actual FBI agents. These people flipped informants. And they were still in the group running with the crowd. And yeah, so like Enrique Terrio, he was missing. What happened with him? The leader of fucking the Proud Boys turned out to be a fucking Fed.
Exactly. Now you get what I'm saying. They can flip people, and it's not hard to do.
No, listen to me. I ain't talking about they had to pay him or not. These people was rats, bro.
It's infiltrated at the highest level from the very beginning.
These is fucking rats. So when you see Trump today was like, it was federal agents in January 6th as well. We want to know every name. It's gonna be just members who was down from the jump. They just turned informant.
So did Cash Patel lie or not?
Lie about what? Federal agents being there?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, these are people who worked on behalf. Like I said, once you turn state, nigga, you work for them. If they pull your coattail, you gotta testify.
But technically, he didn't lie. They weren't like FB. Okay. So I get what you're saying. A confidential informant is technically an employee at that point, but they're not a traditional employee. So he didn't technically lie.
They was definitely I'm telling you right now that when they pull the names and shit, they gonna talk about how they fucking snitched.
Yeah,
man, I don't want to hear nothing about
perjured himself a number of times.
I don't want to hear nothing about Cash Patel, bro. Like, we talking about the guy that was with Dan Bongino and they hella talking about the Epstein files, and now it's gonna went to Trump was 007 trying to get rid of the pedophiles. And this person announced the wrong shooter twice for the Charlie Kirk. Like,
he confirmed the wrong shooter twice.
Yeah, like Cash Patel ain't got no type of credibility whatsoever, man. Like,
well,
Cash Patel also slipped on the Second Amendment banana peel.
He did too. And they added Cash Patel, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and Steve Bannon to the Epstein list too.
Yeah, I guess all of them was, you know what I'm saying, secret agents helping to stop the pedophile ring. Like
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's
but again, like Roscoe said, Trump was under deep cover with Epstein. What's not believable about that? What's not believable about that is that they wouldn't have no problem putting it out there. Like he would be a hero if he was like able to like convict people.
yeah, because he the president now. So like what type of
Yeah,
cover is he still maintaining
yeah, he'll
being the
be.
president of the United States about to die? Like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
almost 80 something years old.
man, he'll be a big hero if he came out and just be like, "Yeah, I was on this mission and I seen such and such with a little kid, blah 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 on the islands." But instead, guess what they did? Hid that shit. Now you on the right pretending like you care about kids and shit.
Yeah, at best, man, at best they still doing this stuff because of the Mossad connections through Epstein and stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. Like again, this go back to what I was saying. Everybody else get all the why they ain't doing this speculation with Diddy. Like maybe maybe he was trying to stop something, or he had to do a few crazy parties because he, you know what I'm saying, trying to get like this. What I'm saying, like every excuse is made for the dominant society, if you want to say. But when it
It
comes
is,
down
bro.
to niggas, it's just we it's case closed. We wrap it up. And we keep on moving.
It's like a big ass blind spot. Like you just gotta play stupid and just be like niggas. Like America would be heaven on earth if it wasn't for niggas.
Yeah, like even if we're gonna go for the military angle, I mean, why they ain't using more black people for this? If they just MK Ultraing it up, like it's plenty of black vets, it's plenty of Muslim vets, it's plenty of
That's a good point.
Hispanic vets. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, they
nah,
did
I'm not
use one
giving these
in
people
they
a
did
pass.
use one in New Orleans, the one that drove the truck through the people in New Orleans. They did, so they can argue that he was activated.
Nah, because then I'm gonna go to the per capita argument.
Yeah. It's way
There you
more of
go. Yeah,
them.
yeah, 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 yeah,
It's
yeah,
way
yeah,
more
yeah,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
It's
So
way more of them per capita that is ex-military that's crashing out. It's
That's a
way
fact.
more.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's not even ex-military. It's way more of them right now. Period. That's crashing
Yeah,
out.
general population. Yeah.
Yeah, even in general population.
somebody said
No,
the DC shooter.
yeah,
What
but
about
see, I ain't
the
again. I'm not.
What about the Boston
Man,
Marathon?
Yeah,
DC
that's all
shit
I'm
was
about
like
to say.
20 years ago. What we
But
talking
that's what I'm
about?
saying. I'm not even going to regulate it. But that's my point. I'm not even going to regulate it to just right now is per capita for them. We talking about directly after the Revolutionary War. You got the Shea Rebellion happen over taxes again. This straight white man crashing out directly after the country was just won its independence and stuff. Like this is built in, baked in stuff. That's the culture. I don't know why we like. If they get to say what's black culture, then I'm sorry. I'm at it at this point where it's a culture problem. I'm not letting them get weasel out of that.
Yeah, because
No, it's got to be
eventually,
genetic. It's got to be genetic. It's got to be
well,
genetic.
eventually, like I remember when the Carmelo Anthony situation went down, dude. They threw every narrative at that kid. They started talking about his home and all the rest of that shit. And what was the truth? The white kid was in a single mother household and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all the narratives they threw at him, they just threw everything. It's like, damn. They tried to make it seem like his family couldn't afford a nice car and a nice house and shit. They tried to act like that they took the donation money and splurged on a mansion or some shit. And they always it was just their house.
Yep. Yep. Like I said, even that new thing that happened with that dude that got suspended for mocking Charlie Kirk or whatever. It was a whole nother story behind that as to why he was even doing that. But they just clipped it up and showed him doing the little gesture or whatever. But it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when it come down to niggas, it's just, hey, it is what it is. Case closed. Ain't no more talking about it. Ain't no more understanding of the situation or the metrics. But all this other, again, I've been telling people it's gonna go all the way to aliens is the problem before people gonna just come together and say, hey man, like this is something that white people, especially white males, are known for. Like it's even because it's crazy that this stuff is happening at the Mormon churches and with these Mormon people, because then we're gonna have to go to the religious argument, because do people not remember what the Mormon doctrine is stands upon? Like they literally
Mm-hmm.
believe that black people is lesser spirits and
Yeah,
cursed from creation.
yeah, that's why I was clowning Anton. Like he was like, he said our faith is under attack. It's like, man, they don't fuck with you. Hey, Mormons never approach black people trying to get their word to black people, dog. Like,
Actually, they're starting to do it now only for sports reasons. Only because they're trying to get into sports and NIL. But the thing about it is,
like I said,
Mormons.
the Jehovah Witnesses did it because their numbers was down after that prophecy
Yep.
didn't come true. So,
But to think about it, Mormons believe in John Smith. They don't even. This. I'm not even trying to have a religious argument or
they
conversation.
believe. Hold on, they believe that some writings on a rock that fell from the sky is like their doctrine came from a rock that he found.
That John Smith interpreted.
Yeah.
No, all them. No, I ain't even gonna get on that. All them broke off of. It was a group before the Mormons and the Jehovah's Witnesses.
I'm just saying that the Mormons specifically, they got their doctrine from a rock that fell out the sky.
Yeah. Yeah, but it all go back to little splits and stuff, and that's what I'm saying. Like we could go down like these rabbit holes, but again, it's gonna always go back to this ain't nothing new. This all this stuff is baked in stuff. And again, if we're gonna talk about culture, if we're gonna talk about what people was raised on, how people feel, how people perceive stuff, when we come down to black people, when we talking about again, like I forgot who argued. I think Todd told me about this. Was, man, when black people was doing everything right, that's when black people was treated the worst.
Yeah, Buddy brought that up on he brought that up on Hemp Panel, and they told that nigga that he was being a victim by making. I was like, damn. Yeah, they straight up told him he was being a victim.
I was going to tell you about that. This is at that Georgia and Alabama game.
But watch this though. Watch this. Watch this. Talk about propensity for violence. Watch this. Listen to what they say after this. He's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him.
See, I didn't think he wanted to play that shit, and I was because I know you ain't really into the sports shit. I was gonna tell you that ain't the only fight. There was a couple of fights at that Georgia Alabama game.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. Like that's some savage shit.
Yeah,
that's some savage shit. Like,
oh yeah, she wanted to see him get knocked out and then bounce back off them bleachers hitting his head.
That reminds me of Keisha.
She wanted to see that.
Yeah, but but my thing is like, it's always just only niggas is doing. Like, we just tired of niggas. We can't go nowhere without niggas doing this, that, and the third. It's like, and for me, bro, like I came up ever since my high school years, bro. Like I've always been kicked it with pretty much everybody. The Asian kids, the Mexican kids, you know what I'm saying? The white kids, You know what I'm saying? Like I always kicked it with everybody. I came up like street racing and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't play basketball. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I knew a lot of niggas in the streets and shit. We was cool and shit, but like I was able to just hang with whoever. You know what I'm saying? And I seen the worst of damn near everybody. Like I said, the motherfucker that was moving all the drugs, even when we was in high school, was an Indian kid, dog. Little Indian kid had fucking Ziploc bags of X pills, dog, going crazy. Nobody you wouldn't even suspect that little motherfucker was getting it in like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm right there with you about this. We as black men, we gotta combat this narrative because just like with that video you just played, we right now what the narrative is, it go back to them pastors talking about they don't want black people culture coming to the church. They trying to frame this narrative as the stuff that's being bad and being prevalent in their communities as well is somehow or another now an infection that's coming from black people being present. And that's a total false narrative. Like this stuff always existed in these people's communities and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like crime is
So
a
Nick,
black
so hold on.
phenomenon,
So
bro.
niggas might have done a drive by on maybe a funeral, but niggas ain't never shot an actual church service up like that. Hell no, and drove a truck through the front. No, we ain't did that one. What
Yeah,
we
but
also
even
haven't done. What we
yeah, but
also
even if
haven't
we're gonna
done.
talk about them shooting up a funeral, like it's because it's enemies they got there, or they have some type of
It's
grievance
personal. It's
personally
personal.
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this ain't no randomly. I'm gonna pop up at some school with kids that I don't know nothing about. I ain't probably even seen, and
They ain't
I'm executing
did
kids.
nothing to me.
Hold on,
We don't have
he had a
history.
personal issue. He did have a personal issue against the Mormon church.
See, this is what I'm saying. This pastor doing it right now.
What am I doing?
Bro, he didn't have a personal issue with nobody in there. The first person that died was a kid. The first confirmed death in that church was a child, bro.
Yeah. I'm not trying to make no excuses for what I'm saying is what I'm saying is we ain't never drove no truck into a church, no matter how mad we was, or no matter how much vengeance we had in our hearts, we ain't never took it there. Even if we did have vengeance in our heart about something we were doing, I believe he had vengeance in his heart too. I do
But
believe that he had vengeance in his heart too, though. I don't. I do think it was a. I don't think it was. I think it was a rant.
Who was his ops?
The Mormon Church, maybe not that child that he hit. That was part of his random nasty violence. But I do think he did have a
So he's
issue with the
beefing.
Mormon
So he's
Church.
beefing with the institution.
I believe so.
He has a
That's just how he,
personal beef
that's
with
just
the
how he,
institution.
that's just how he set it on. That's just how he set it on fire. He wanted to burn the building down. So I do believe that he did have some grievances. I'm
Easy,
not
easy.
making no excuses.
Did you say he had some like IEDs at his house, some explosives and shit?
Yeah,
yeah,
he wanted to take it all the way there.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he wanted to do maximum damage. And my thing is that I'm not even saying that black people haven't done this before, because we got instances of Nat Turner, other instances. But we talk all this is showing is that like we be saying, on the back channels, this is just a typical how can I put it? This is a typical uh example of what happens when a sect of people are realizing their disenfranchisement, and it's just the great white crash out. Like it ain't no need to frame it no other way. It's just white people are having it when black people had it, a couple hundred years ago. And they got ground into powder with a heavy-handed, like I said, with Nat Turner, they unloaded the Gatling guns on them dudes, mowed them down. And that's just where we get with white people. And it's just gonna be so much worse because these people they've armed, these people they've let get guns, these people that they've been afforded a certain lifestyle, and now that it's not equaling up to what they agreed to have for the service that they've given the country through Manifest Destiny. That's why I was talking about the origins of the Mormons, Jehovah's, all this stuff. Like this stuff ties into Manifest Destiny and stuff like that. So it's atrocities that these people have done in America throughout its history to be able to get America to where it is to subdue the people. So it's
Because
just
if you
now
look
they
at,
realize that it's their turn.
because you
Yeah,
look
and
at
see that
The
hold
Mormons
on.
have been the Mormons have been the like Israelis. They had the Jesuits. We've had small groups that have taken a lot of power, and the Mormons are one of them.
Let me
They're not
say
a
this.
broke group at all.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that the entitlement of this shit is just I already know, bro. Like again, like I said, I done came up around everybody. I already know how everybody act, and yeah, the like white people do carry an entitlement that you know what I'm saying. This grandpa country's supposed to run a certain type of way, and when it don't work out for them, that's when it turns into you know what I'm saying. They just go start acting up.
Yeah, it's just like the farmers
Yeah,
where these dudes is driving around big RVs, souped up trucks, got
Yeah,
hmm
300 acres of land,
side
got
by
million
side.
dollars of equipment and shit. And they sitting up here talking about some, hey, cut the check.
Yeah,
Like it
but
don't matter. It don't
we
matter
build them
about
out.
the
We built them out in 2008 along with New York.
man,
We've already bailed the
they got
farmers out.
they got bailed out a few times.
You
yeah,
know,
they
but
don't got bailed out several times.
Yeah,
so
I,
the farmers are going to have to stop asking for subsidies. They on the where they almost worse than Elon at this point with these government subsidies. They out of
well,
line.
well, one thing that I looked at with the farming shit is like they was farming for other countries anyways. So I mean, if your clientele is China and not America, what the fuck you want people to care about? Like are you unable to make money with China? So we need to give you money so you can make money with China? No, like
Yeah,
That is
you
true.
you would have had a better strategy growing some things that America, you know what I'm saying, get some wheat going, some corn that we can at least turn into
hmm
fuel and shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you chose to grow a crop for a customer that ran off, I mean, that America's problem?
No, that's a that's the farmer's problem.
But this the other part of it too, is this what I mean by the entitlement is that the Republicans are supposed to look out for the farmers. The only thing that's going on in rural America right now is data centers. That's what they want. Get in land
hmm
and fucking get this fucking shit. That's what's going on out and about. Even when I went out to Melissa, Texas today, dog,
Yeah,
they
where is Melissa at? What is it? You say it's north of Dallas.
it's in North Texas, yeah. About 2 hours north of Dallas, yeah.
So is it under Sherman? Is it over above
it's
Prosper?
over
It's right
Sherman.
by Sherman. Yeah, it's right by Sherman, yeah.
It's right by Sherman. Nigga, you
Yeah.
was up there then.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right up there on the border.
It's beautiful up there too, man.
Oh, you must have been off today, man. You must have had nothing to do today, boy.
Yeah, I'll be off on the weekends.
Yeah, yeah. I just went to the range
But
and then chill.
but yeah, all the way out there, like, bro, they breaking ground on some shit. Like, they getting it in, bro. Like, Texas going crazy right now with all these data centers. Oh, Texas is acting up.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. And see, that's a part of the crash out because these people are starting to see that it it's gonna be no more need for the way the class system worked based off the white black narrative no more. Like they can't fall back on that no more. That's why Charlie Kirk rises to power because he was able to be that last vestige of hope of, well, look at these niggas with all this stuff going on. he was still talking about, well, look at these niggas. Charlie Kirk won't saying nothing about data centers, hardly ever. Charlie Kirk won't saying nothing about, well, why are the farmers farming all of this crop for China? He won't saying nothing about, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in the other, economies of the world and stuff and how people moving. It was like how he died. Well, what about gang violence?
Yeah, I look at some of this stuff too because Bill Gates got a whole lot of farmland.
Yep. And he
You
ain't
know,
complaining.
he ain't saying a damn thing. He don't give a fuck about no crop, nothing.
He
Yeah,
at the he at
that's why
the
he's undecided because he's been in with Monsanto's and all them for a long time. He's
well,
undecided on all of this,
all the
man.
farmers been with Monsanto for a long time. They got
That is
contracts.
true. That is true too. I'm not gonna blame Bill. You're right. No need to just blame Bill. The
Yeah,
farmers have
all
been
of them.
they've been growing them seeds too.
Yeah, they complaining. They even complaining now with the issue going on about the crops, and they not explaining in full detail why it's as bad as it is. They don't sign contracts with Monsanto saying they gonna buy X amount of seed, only buying new seed. It ain't no, bro. We don't got so far away in farming.
But this is what I was saying with when Trump started talking about trade and they don't buy our stuff. It's like, no, they have higher standards. They not taking GMO fucking Monsanto's bullshit. So yeah, that shit is not allowed. And Europe don't take that shit. No. I think Europe is in on it. It's a few countries that they not taking no GMO crops, bro.
But what do we do since we done made such a big investment into that foolery? Because this all started with Middle America and corn. That's how we ended up in this whole situation in the first place. They were
With
trying to
corn,
mass produce. They were trying to mass produce corn in the Midwest, like an Iowa and all those places, and that's when they came out with these seeds. And then they
no,
started pumping them.
no. The reason why they try to maximize corn is for ethanol, for fuel.
Yeah, most of corn,
But the
most
growth of it,
actually,
so I agree with you with the fuel, but the growth of it is the reason why they started using these seeds so they can maximize the cornfields for not just fuel, but food for feed, fuel and feed, and all kinds of other issues. So that they were definitely maximizing those cornfields. And I agree, those farmers made a lot of money back then. So I don't understand how they're in debt. I really don't understand how farmers are in debt. I really
But no.
bec-
Farming works off debt, bro.
well,
That's how
black farmers, but no, black farmers. I don't think black farmers work off debt.
farming work off debt, bro. They all take loans at the beginning of the crop to pay back after.
I just don't. I don't think the black farmers that I know in North Carolina work that way. But they don't have big combines either, though.
Yeah, they
They
run a
still
big. They run big comma. They got their own farmers credit unions and shit out there. Like it's a big.
They do, but at the same time, that you need that when you're trying to run them big ass combines
Oh yeah,
and
that's what they do.
I know that's what they so they put them in a trick bag. I don't think the black farmers feel so bad for that. I mean, there are a couple of rich black farmers that got combines. I ain't gonna act like no black farmers got combines, but black farmers been running them tractors
yeah.
for a long
But
time.
I would say this though too is that to an extent I am harping on the farmers, but I think all of this it's just panning out the way it had to because you touched on it, Pastor, where you said that, bro, most of this crop we growing is for feed for animals. That's like it ain't even for human consumption. I forgot the percentage, but it's more going towards feed and stuff. So that's why we seeing the beef prices going crazy. The chicken prices going crazy. The pork prices going crazy. But again, so that starts to tie into, everybody has, I mean, and this is my perspective, but it kind of had to pan out this way because once you start getting into a global economy and everybody is wanting to get cheaper prices, quicker turnarounds and stuff like that, you gotta go to those mass production farms and stuff like that. And again, it goes back into capitalism. Who gonna do it better? That's why, again, Bill Gates not complaining because he already got it sold up of he gonna be doing it the best. So
Oh,
he
hey,
ain't worried about it.
hey, I finally went to an HEB today, bro. I went to the
Yeah,
one in Melissa.
You finally went to HEB. HEB is the best grocery store in this country.
I went, bro, and I see what you was talking about. You can tell it's not corporate owned. You can
yeah,
tell.
yeah.
Like
These I told you.
they care about this shit. They had like a little restaurant. I went to, I think it was called it was HEB barbecue.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I had, man. I ate upstairs. They had an upstairs, downstairs. I took an elevator upstairs. I was like, man, this shit cool, man. You could tell like people
it's
own that
different.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
it's
Even
just like
a lot of the family owned businesses and like product in there, like a lot of
yup,
yeah,
it's
And
bro.
they
just
didn't
like
sell out.
Bucky's,
And they
bro.
didn't sell out. Because HEB, look, HEB, let me tell you something. Let me tell you another thing about
Bro,
HEB,
they
yo.
hold on. They had because I looked at the deli and I went back there. Bro, they got a dry age like thing
Yeah,
in there for dry aged beef in
yeah,
there and shit. Now I
yeah,
said, yeah, they fucking around in this bitch, bro. Yeah.
yeah. That's some
They
Look,
real Texas shit,
HEB,
bro.
HEB did what FEMA couldn't do. I mean, I'm not even lying, dog. Like you
Yeah,
know
they
when they
sent
had
all
that
them trucks out there
to the
to the
flood, and the
flood area.
flood,
Yeah,
to the flood. As soon as they hurt that Helena, when FEMA couldn't help Helena, it was the Amish and HEB that was sending people. That was sending huge trucks and trucks to North Carolina to help with them people. And HEB did it as a company. They ain't sell out like Whataburger. See, Whataburger sold out, but HEB still holding it down.
yeah.
It's a great story.
That's why I like with Texas again, because you still got these private corporate, and that's why I believe the Texas Stock Exchange is coming next year because they
no,
still
it
got
is.
all these good.
They have one. It's on the highway. If you ride the highway, they already
No,
have one.
no,
It's like
no. They already signed off on it. I don't know
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they
Texas got a crypto. Texas got a crypto coin.
yeah. The
oh,
Texas Stock Exchange is launching, I believe, in January, or it's the first quarter of next year. They're going to launch it, but again, this is tying into, like I said, about the private companies, and I mean, if we're gonna have to talk about it's becoming where it's gonna be two separate Americas running parallel to each other, where you got stuff like HEB, Bucky's, stuff like that, private companies that's like working in a level of excellence with the premium goods. That was my premium goods argument because, like you said, HEB, bro, it's man, like when I go shop there, bro, I get the HEB brand because you look at the back at the ingredients, it's got minimum ingredients. It's showing you exactly where in Texas it's done been made and stuff, and it's like you gonna have that option, and then you gonna have Walmart, and you gonna have the crappy stores and the crappy gas stations and stuff to where, yeah, they're gonna let these other people get
yeah.
their piece of the pie. And
Yeah.
then that's the American way.
Yeah, I walked around and I seen a whole bunch of like brands and shit I ain't never even seen before.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I went in there, I looked around, I was like, man, HEB, this motherfucker nice. This motherfucker
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Hell,
They got all types
yeah.
of fruits and stuff. They got like 6, 7 different
Mm-hmm.
types of peaches,
Yeah,
six,
yeah.
seven different types of
Mm-hmm.
grapes, all
Yeah.
types of fresh chopped fruit that they just chopped up in the bag for you. Like,
Oh yeah, then they
okay,
had the
Mm-hmm.
pre-made, they had the pre-made meals and shit too. I seen that in
Yeah,
that
the
thing.
pre-made meals is try the lamb. They got this pre-made lamb and with vegetables and mashed
Yeah, so
potatoes. Woo.
you can meal prep out that bitch. I see they had all this stuff. Like, damn, they fucking around for real.
And
yeah.
it's mad affordable. It's like crazy affordable.
Again, it's because they keeping the company private, and they ain't trying to focus on is, bro.
Volume,
I
volume and shit
literally,
still.
yeah, I literally work hand in hand with these HEBs in my the company I work for. I be at the factory where they producing the milk. They producing the bread, all that stuff straight up right here in Texas. And when they expand to a new store, they putting it where they know it's needed, and they making that junk nice. They ain't, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
the one in Melissa right across from Bucky's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good marriage of companies, yo.
But again, that's why I said you're gonna see a dual America emerge. It's gonna again, you're gonna have these gas stations ran by these Indian dudes that they don't clean the bathroom, they don't fix the toilets, they don't go to one of them fuel maxes.
Nah,
Go to
hell, no,
one of them
I
other
don't
little
go to
gas
that.
stations. Yeah,
Hey,
that junk is horrible.
the only way I'm going to a gas station if that bitch lit up for 10 miles away. That's the only way I can. I ain't stopping at no little shoddy ass gas station. She got me fucked up.
Yeah, but see these them fuel maxes, they not even like shoddy. It's big gas stations. It's like truck stop gas stations, like a Pilot or something, but it's Indian owned. Like that's when we talk about Grandpa Country being sold down the road. They sold it because, like I said, they want to have this dual. And again, it go back to where at what we going to. It ain't gonna be no more white black. It ain't gonna be no more. Y'all need to go ahead and get over the nigga talk, because it's gonna be too many examples of niggas that's just living their life and doing well, and
Yep.
you don't have to then, like I said, it's just gonna be it's gonna be a separation of classes just based off of what you can and can't afford. People gonna be able to afford to go to HEB and stop at Bucky's and get their gas and have a nice experience, or you gonna go
Eat
to the Indian gas
$15.
station.
Eat $15 pulled pork sandwiches.
Yeah, yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
they
They
ain't.
running it up, but it's worth
I
it.
had the brisket. I had the fat brisket. That's what I had today. I had the fat brisket, the three meat plate and shit. They
Yeah,
had brisket.
it is
Had
like
brisket
15.
beans.
We start getting
Oh,
stuff like that. It
shit
is
was
like
30. No, that shit was
huh?
30, bro. That shit was
Yeah,
27 with tax. That shit was 30.
yo, it is what it is, you know what I mean? But when you know you paying for like, I don't know, I don't feel bad when I get stuff in certain places like that. Like it don't even
Oh, it was
like
good.
it don't even register me as like, damn, you just paid $30 for this one meal at this
No, it was good.
so-called. Yeah, I'd be cool with it, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting into. And I'm like, yeah, this is it.
Well, I say it's because the whole experience, bro. Like I said, it's gonna be parallel experiences people gonna be experiencing in the country real soon. It's gonna be where you got to go.
So you mean people be eating Gupta? They gonna either get Gupta?
Bro,
What they
I
call
say,
that shit?
look, all y'all got to do, look, that whenever y'all traveling around Texas, 'cause I know they all over Texas,
They all over.
go to a fuel max. All them fuel maxes is owned by Indian people. You gonna go in the bathroom, it's gonna be trash. You gonna go look at the chips and stuff, it's gonna be old product and stuff, overpriced. They don't clean the soda machines. They don't, man, they'll they put up signs saying, you know what I'm saying, watch your step versus just cleaning shit up. Like it, I'm telling you, that's what the country going to, man, and that's a part of why this crash out is happening. These FWAs can't process, like they looking at it as, well, it's getting crappier because that's the options that they are having to choose now. They can't afford to drive a little further to go to Bucky's. They can't
And you
afford to go to the nice HEB. They got to go to the Jovies, or they got to go to Walmart, or they got to go to some little small store, and
and
it's
that
just a,
Indian guy ain't giving them credit the same way that white person that ran it, that white that
yeah,
if if it was a old country white store that would give them a certain level of credit. I don't think these Indians that are taking over these hotels, motels, and small gas stations are handing out any credit.
yeah,
Nah,
because y'all don't remember that story. I think that was in Texas. That dude that just beheaded that dude at the hotel.
That Indian guy, yeah.
Yeah, he beheaded him and straight on camera. He threw the head out in the parking lot.
oh, there was a Mexican dude that cut Buddy head off.
Oh, I thought it was a
Look white to me.
FWA guy, or they got into a little. It might have been, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
look into it because I remember they were saying that he had like an immigration hold.
yeah, I thought it was an FWA from the video and
He was
stuff.
a Nick Fuentes. No, he was Nick Fuentes. He was a Nick Fuentes type.
Oh yeah, Black Savannah said he was Latino. Yeah, I remember they were like he cut the man's head off and like threw it in the street or something.
Yeah, he was walking with it in the parking lot. But what I was getting at is that, yeah, like you're gonna see crash outs like that happening between the races and stuff because it's gonna be like, well, why? You know what I'm saying? People not gonna be able to formulate in their mind why it's happening the way it's happening, but that's just what America being America. America is doing what it always done.
Well,
The haves and the have-nots.
The Peter Thiels and all the rest of them, they definitely the architects on where this country finna go in the next 30 years.
Yeah. And see, I know you had touched on the Argentina thing earlier, but that's why I was saying about this. That's why I said the stable coins were so important because it literally is going to be programmable poor people money. And that's why they chose, I'm thinking they choosing Argentina to be the first country to come out and be openly from the government and from employers using stable coins, possibly that's in the Argentina peso, but it might just be straight US stable coins because I started doing a little background checks on the Argentina crypto market. It's already booming with the USDT and the USDC there. Like a big, like 30% of the population already using that. So you know what I'm saying? I think a part of that bailout is going to be y'all need to go ahead and fully adopt this. And that's why we say it's programmable poor people money. Argentina is a poor country. Like they gonna test it out there, see how it go for probably about a year. And then that's when you're going to start seeing, y'all said, coming to a city near you in the US. Yeah, this money expires. This money is digital where you track it.
Hey, that's why I played the clip of RFK talking about that.
Yeah, and people not seeing like all these everybody that was, and there was a master class played by Trump. He picked everybody that was saying the right things before he got in office, and as soon as he got in office and picked these people, that story changed. The same way
I think they all
RFK
was on
flipped on
board. They was all on board.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a loyalty based thing. They're not loyal to the shit that they were standing on as far as ideas and principles. It's a loyalty based on are you gonna do what Trump and Vance and Peter Thiel say?
It's a gang thing. Yeah,
exactly. I'm about to say that may be they say merit based. What's the most merit you can have outside of loyalty? What's the most honestly? What merit? What better characteristic could you ever have out of a person you're doing business with?
Hold on, I don't know who this Winston person is. Hold on, give me 1 second. Winston. I don't know who this Winston dude. I don't know who this Winston dude is. Go ahead, man.
But yeah,
but when they say merit based, I'm like, what merit are they actually talking about? And I think loyalty.
Man, you know that shit is bullshit, man. Come on, man.
Let me get out of here, man. Pastor don't know it. Pastor don't know it. Anyways, hey,
that's merit based. Show that loyalty. That's that merit based.
I've been here for 3 hours. All right. Everybody got closing statements.
Yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, bro. Peace.
Yeah, catch up the next one, bro.
All right. Yeah, so we had fun. We did our thing. You know. Hopefully tomorrow we don't have to hear any. Hopefully tomorrow we don't hear any bad news or no goofy ass shit. But if you are ever in the North Texas area, yes, I highly recommend the Eisenhower State Park. Maximum Fuckery.
Oh damn, you closing out? My bad, bro.
Yeah, I'm finna jet. I'm
Yeah, my
tired.
bad. Salute to what you was doing on what's his name? Marcus Shohan this one, bro. I gotta catch the replay.
All right, bro.
All right.
Yeah, if anybody ain't catch that, keep it 100. It was a good exchange. Me, Hood Server, Fantastic, Tito, Protagonist, of course, Marcus. I forgot the other guy name, but yeah, it was good. For me, I'm finna go to bed, man. I'ma holler at y'all boy later, man. Peace. And hit the like button on the way out.